after.
Good,
Coming
good.
to you live from the Drew Estate and Gurkha Cigar Studios in the great state of New Hampshire. Welcome to the Spare Notes series with your hosts, Matt Tabacco, Pat Chamberlain, and William Cooper.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Spare Notes series, brought to you by Drew Estate Cigars. That's right. I am live here in the studio with my good friend and co-host, Mr. Patrick Chamberlain.
Bonjour.
Attorney at law. And from Indian Trail, North Carolina, the man, the myth, the legend, and the sexiest man at ProCigar 2025, Mr. William Cooper. How's it going?
Good. It's good to be back with Pat. It's been a while.
He wasn't ready for that.
You know,
Yeah, he's like, in his head, he's like, oh, sexy hair, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I know how good I am.
I heard you yahoos. I heard you guys trying to do the Coop imitation.
Yahoos, you hear that? What an old people term. Sorry. It was teed up, ready to go. Couple yahoos.
I'm driving in the car, listening to the show from my long trip in Florida, and then I hear these Coop imitations between the two of you guys.
It's not. His isn't as good as the Steve Sacco one, though. I mean, that's where Pat shines.
You know, I need to. It gets better as we go. You just gotta give it some time. I'll leave it up that way.
You know, Coop, they can really do better. They can really do better with you in your imitation. You know?
Did he say that?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, even he heard it. Wow, yeah. Yeah, Jose's pretty easy to do. He's just, good morning, Coop. You know, I'm here in Switzerland right now. Gotta do an event with some of our partners. Listen, I was listening to the show, great show, but a couple of things I gotta tell you. I heard. I just want to clarify some information. Give me a call later. We can talk about it. All the best to the wife. Hope you have a great day. Okay, bye. That's a voicemail from Jose. Yeah.
That's totally nailed down, that one.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
The Coop one needed work. I gotta be honest.
Everybody always says that about themselves, though. That's the thing.
So,
but I agree. Yours does need more work. It's a little sloppy, but I can get it down.
The guy who did the best for me is a guy who used to work for Espinosa Cigars. He was a sales manager before Jack Tarano.
Okay.
His name was Fernando Zacharias. He nailed me down. He did better than me, as I used to tell him. He really had me nailed down.
Yeah, well, you know, the imitations, it's something I've always been able to do. And people ask me, how do you do that? And I'm like, there is really no way to answer that question. It's something that comes natural to me. Especially if I've spent a lot of time with the person. Somehow it just comes out. It's almost like my mind works in the background on like compiling all of the nuances of somebody, their voice, the body language, the little quirks, the hand gestures, just I don't know. And then like when it's time and it's like I have to talk to someone else about said third party, it just kind of like comes out. And the more it happens, and the better I get at it. But it's not like I sit in my room at night being like, how does Coop talk? Hey guys, how's it going? No, like I don't like sit there and practice. Like it just kind of comes out. Like it, and it just people always want to know because like I've done it at work, like. So many like people at work that like I do, and it's been like the running joke at like every job I've ever been on. It's like, oh, so and so, do it for me, and I do it, and they're just like, oh my god, it's like he's here, and people love it. But I really can't tell you like how I do it. There's no method. It just comes out. So I got to get Pat down, but Pat's too quiet, so I don't get enough. I don't get enough of his nuances to get him down. But someday it will. I'm going to get you when you least expect it. It does.
Yeah, you got to do it.
It's easy to do Pat, though, when I do get him down, because I don't have to do much, because he doesn't say much. I can just do, like, 4 words, and, like, yep, there he is. Right? Even now, he can't even give me 2 words to be like, yeah, that's true.
There you go, you got it.
Yeah, see? That's it. That's all I got.
Fucking right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of the Spare Notes series. I'm glad to be back. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. Coop was down in the Dominican Republic last week for ProCigar 2025. We're going to hear all about that. A couple of things I want to talk about before we get started is a couple of things that make this show happen, like our friends at ST Dupont. Shake up the legacy with SD Dupont. We all got our Duponts here. I know Pat's got his Biggie, our 2024 accessory of the year. I got my Line 2 from the new Gradient collection with the Twin Flames, the real SD Dupont Line 2 with the Twin Flames. I have come across several companies in Facebook this week. I'm going to bring this up. And I've sent them all to Les Mann, and he's told me that Paris has been informed about it. But there's a lot of knockoff copies of Line 2s that keep popping up, like, as Facebook ads. And it's interesting. And I asked Les, I'm like they're dead ringers. I mean, they got the diamond head. They got the same shape, same size, the same roller. They ping. Whole thing. One of them is actually an actual copy of the 007 SD Dupont lighter that came out years ago, which was a limited edition. It's one of the more iconic SD Dupont collections. Yeah, I click on the website. They sell these lighters for $89. Which, hey, you know what? If you're on a budget, knock yourself out. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing like buying the real thing because it actually will work. Guarantee you that $89 lighter is going to break after probably a month, maybe 2.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and if you're paying, look, I just told you a story. I got one, I dropped mine. Happens. When it drops, guess what? Things sometimes do break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went right into my authorized retailer. They took care of me right away. It was an easy fix, nothing bad, and it's good as new. So I'm really happy on it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what the difference between this and those lighters on Facebook are. This is the Ferrari. Those are those. Those are like one of those kit cars that you put over like a Toyota Celica, where it looks like a Lamborghini, but it's really just like a shitty import. You know what I mean? That's like the difference.
If you want something that looks like a Dupont, if you want something, I guess you could do that, but you're not getting the Dupont. I mean, these, I think I mentioned a Dupont lighter never misfires, and actually after I dropped this, it was misfiring. That's why I had to go get it fixed. But I knew right away that obviously something had happened, and it was user error, of course. But great company and the great retailers stand behind this. So you are paying for it, but you're not. That's going to be something. I guarantee you that's not going to give you the quality that you're getting with this product here. So.
Absolutely not. And Coop, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Buy the best, only the best. Shake up the legacy. SD Dupont. Ask your retailer for them today. This cork's a little dry. Gotta make sure that stays.
That's why they're the best. That's why they're the best out there. Really are. That's why they're the best company out there.
They are. They are the best. Hands down. And I've been saying that even before they wrote the check. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
They are the best. Another person I want to shout. I see. Coop's on the red stage tonight with Perdomo behind him. That's right. Perdomo Cigars. Another friend of the show, featuring the 30th. Featuring the 30th anniversary collection in Connecticut, Sun-Grown and Maduro, with the Sun-Grown Epicure being our 2024 Cigar of the Year. Perdomo Cigars, quality, tradition, and excellence.
Yes, so I guess we should say Perdomo Cigar Studios now on this show officially.
I guess so. I mean, you might as well. We can rope it in,
Yeah.
They're an official sponsor of the show now. So, I mean...
They were kind of unofficial. I kind of... Because I don't move the stage, right? It's just a lot of work to move this thing. So I just keep it up all the time for a show, pretty much. And, to put a green screen, it's ridiculous, right? Because you got to still see the logos come through. It's like, I just leave it up. And occasionally I'll take it down if there's something I'm doing for a sponsor. But that's pretty much it. Another sponsor, yeah.
Yeah. We're either way, we're happy to have them with us.
Yep, absolutely.
Perdomo is a great company. They're great people. They're they're one of these families in this business that I love very much. Both professionally and personally, have a great relationship with them on both sides of that fence, and they're fantastic. So I want to say hello to everyone else who's helped support the show, like our friends in the audience, Mr. Jay Davis, Blue Smoke of Dallas. Shout out. It's my tat supplier right there. Love that, man. Remington's here with us. Brent Hagen is here with us. Mitchell Santaga, the Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder.
Coop, should we tell everybody? I think we should tell everybody. This is too exciting.
That's not my place to say anything. Yeah.
That was more of like we're going to do this. But building it up.
Okay.
But Mitchell Santaga. Ooh, can't even say it. I'm so excited. Mitchell Santaga is kind of, sort of, in a way, part of Smoking Tobacco again. He is going to be doing some technical stuff for Smoking Tobacco regarding the website and whatnot, and potentially maybe doing some writing. However, we're really excited to announce that Mitchell will actually be accompanying me to PCA 2025 as a member of the team. Nicole can't go, as I have stated before on social media. My daughter is having hip surgery April 1st, and Nicole told me that I need to be there, but she cannot be there because she has to be with our daughter, which is totally understandable. Pat has some stuff going on with work, has some legal cases, and I did not want to put him in a position where he was trying to get out of that to go on a cigar trip, because I know that the judge would probably not be very happy about that. So I said, Mitchell, I said, look, you've done the show. Can you go? I know you're not really in the regular swing of things. And he was more than happy to go. And we looked at the logistics. And Mitchell will be at PCA 2025. Very, very excited after the year he had last year. With everything he's been going through, I was really excited to be able to do this for him. So Mitchell will be my number 2. It's going to be a wild time, and we're going to do a lot of eating. Mitchell likes to eat, and I like to eat. So Mitchell, you've already been warned. You need to empty out and make sure that you don't eat too much, because we're going to do some food discovery on this trip. So be ready for that. Paul DeGracco's here with us. Excited to see Paul. I feel like I haven't seen him in quite a bit. But he hasn't been.
He'll be at the Great. Well, he won't be there, but he'll be doing the Great Smoke this year.
Oh, very, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, I like Paul.
Yep.
It's always good to see him pop up.
He's a great roving reporter at the. We miss Paul on KMA, but he's a great roving reporter at the Great Smoke event. No one's better than him on that. So.
Yeah. I think sometimes Paul gets a bad rap on KMA. I know guys like to pick on him. Don't lie. Don't say you don't.
I pick on him, but I mean, yeah, he does.
He does.
Juan's unfortunately taken like more of the brunt of it, I think, lately.
Paul, I don't understand why they bust your balls so much. I mean, look, no one's perfect, man. I've always stood by Paul DeGracco. I think he's the man.
He's a great guy.
And Brent, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. It's a stressful time, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm so glad everyone's rolling in, and I'm excited to get into this tonight. This is going to be good. So again, one of the big things that I wanted to talk about first, let's just get it out of the way. Elephant in the room. Coop went to ProCigar. We all saw the photo of you and the Dockers, looking great.
Well, it wasn't Dockers, but
oh, excuse me, Brooks Brothers.
They were.
Sorry.
They were, I mean, if you
I was giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
You look good is the point I was trying to make. You look good. You look good.
Sorry, I just
I think I was
at Jay's
checking
comment.
out some girls on the
Where's
dance floor,
Jay's
actually. What's funny about that? I think I was checking out some really hot chicks on the dance floor.
I love that.
Well, hold on. Time out. What did you just say? You were looking at some hot chicks?
I think there was some hot dancers on the dance floor because when that was going on. Yeah,
think?
You think or you know? Like, how do you know?
What the fuck do you mean? You think?
I don't know when the picture was taken. That's the thing. But
oh wait, are you saying the picture of you was you being like, oh, who are those ladies over there?
Well, they actually had professional dancers come onto the dance floor, and they were very good, and they were very attractive. I'm not gonna lie, they were very attractive. So yeah.
So,
does Lisa watch this show?
I'm married 35 years. There's nothing to worry about. We're not in high school anymore. We're not high school stuff anymore.
Wow, Coop was.
That's why he said.
Looking and not touching is two different things.
That's why he
said. Yeah,
I
know.
That's why he said. I think.
Yeah, that's why I think.
Well,
he has an exit door.
I think.
He left a fire exit in.
There was a reason why I was standing, right? So I'm pretty sure is what I'm saying.
So in other words, Coop didn't take any test drive or kick some tires. He just pulled into the parking lot and looked at the inventory and he left. Yeah, he was like, let's just pull through the lot and see what's going on. Coop, I love you. I do.
We didn't have a president there this year, so it was it was the.
So that was the most exciting thing. Like, well, there's no president, so I'll look at the ladies.
Nothing was ever going to top meeting the president of the Dominican Republic. There's nothing that will ever top that. And then getting in a plane with Michael Hurkacz. I mean,
Well-
so that's a tough. But it was a better Pro Cigar. I'll say this is the best Pro Cigar I went to. But yeah, but that's something you just never. That was a once in a lifetime thing that happened. That last year at Pro Cigar.
So, all right. So Pat was chuckling at this comment before we get into that. Jay Davis said, "Mitchell Santaga, it will be your job to discover this year's most disappointing cigar of the year. Who will replace Gurkha Undisputed and the Wise Man Maduro as the 2025 cigar miss of the year?" You know, Mitchell's
Axum, Jay.
yeah,
Not
Wise Man. Yeah, you're right. I knew for some reason I knew what he was talking about, but when I read it, it didn't click. But you're right. Yeah, the Axum.
You know what's funny? Jay set me up last year because he told Nick I did not like the Axum. I get to the booth and Nick says, "I hear you really like this cigar." And he gives me the Axum. I'm like, and he's like, a little birdie told me.
Fucking Jay, come on. Oh,
said,
Jay.
And then I have to go, and I said, "Nick, I didn't like it." You go, "I want you to smoke it anyway." I'm like, "Okay."
Coop, for what it's worth, my mom's watching, and she said Coop has style. So
Thank you, Mrs. Tobacco. Yeah.
You
thank you
know,
very
she's she's looking out for you.
Yeah, it was that was I didn't have a Guayabera that night though. I don't have a white Guayabera is the problem.
No, actually, you know what? I don't either. All mine are.
I have Guayaberas, I just don't have a white one. So
I have
had to wear
3 of them, and I think they're all black. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you don't have to wear. So I wore, and if you notice, when I was wearing the white jacket, that was at the auction. That wasn't the white thing, because that's a tuxedo jacket. That is more dress, and that's the one I bought for Carlito's birthday, which was white jacket required.
Sorry, I just got a message from a big fan of the show, Danny Nippers. And he can't comment along, so I'll read what he private messaged me. He said, "I just got in trouble for trying to watch Spare Notes during Emma's dance recital. It won't even turn to go again." I don't know what he means by that. It won't even her turn to go again.
So
I think he means it wasn't even. I think he means it wasn't even her turn to go.
Okay, so I had a daughter. Okay, yes. So I had a daughter who did dance, so I can probably translate this. So there's different like classes and different like.
Oh yeah, my sister. I went through them too. My sister was a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know how it goes.
So basically, my daughter wasn't up there. I'd go outside and have a cigar or something like that. My wife would get mad at me, right?
Coop's like, "I'm gonna go have a smoke break."
When Kayla's up there, I'll go see when Kayla's up there, right? And she's like, "I'm not texting you. You need to come in. If you miss it, it's on your own." I'm like, fair enough. And I always got back in on time. So yeah, that's probably what happened. He was probably watching it when his daughter wasn't up there, and got in trouble.
Jay Davis, Cigar Coop has been married for so long that the Yankees were still winning world championships. Coop's been married so long that when he and Lisa got married, the Steinbrenners didn't even own the Yankees. Come on.
Well, listen. At least Nelson Doubleday. It was like Jose Nelson Doubleday didn't even invent baseball yet, so it was a little different.
Yeah. Well, follow the Greco. It doesn't matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat at home. I like that.
I'm not even going.
That is so good though. No, but that's so good. It's so funny. I like that. Mitchell said, "No harm and good luck." Oh man, they're eating you alive tonight. Coop sounds like he is in closet. I don't know if he means. I don't know what he means by that.
I don't know if it's my sound, but Mike was a little down, so that may be what it was.
You know, you've had that
Unless
headset
it's-
for years, and for years we've been doing this show together. You always like fix the mic.
I love this headset. It fits on my head perfect. I have a new one. I should just change it out. I have like 3 headsets, but this is the one I always leave out.
Jay said the Axum isn't as bad as Wise Man. I heard that Cigar Coop has swagger like Mick Jagger at ProCigar. Wow.
Jay, where were you this year? Where did you do that this year?
Jay went down.
Jay did work for me at ProCigar last year. He was covering stuff for me last year.
He did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I remember
He
that
did
last
very
year.
good. He covered a couple things for me. Yeah, he gave me a lot. He was very good at Big L.
Oh, Danny's here trying to comment. Coop's right. I was totally in the clear. I have a program that tells me when she's up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like 35 things on these programs usually, right? So, and my daughter used to be on like 1, maybe 2 of them, and it was like I'm not sitting here and watching all this stuff. And my wife said, "They're so cute." I'm like, "I don't care."
What's up, Chuck? Thanks for being here with us again.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to recognize that comment because it's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Luke Kelly, he is a little quiet. I don't know. They're saying you're a little quiet. You're a little funky. I don't know. You sound good on my end, but I'm not sure.
What? I'll put the gain up. I'm going to put the gain up a bit. It was a little down. So
All
thanks,
right.
Luke.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I think that's a little better. It was down, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, after all that, someone recommended the Buffalo Wild Wings just outside of New Orleans. GFY, is all I have to say to that. So, Coop, tell me a little bit about ProCigar.
Well, again, I'll kind of give the basics of ProCigar. And if you go to events in the U.S., right, you go to Great Smoke, with New England Cigar Expo.
Yeah.
Those are events that are put on by really the both retailers and supported by the sales and distribution teams.
Yep.
ProCigar is different, okay? It's put on by a group of cigar manufacturers out of the Dominican Republic who produce cigars. So they're the cigar producers. They're people on the production end. And what they essentially do is they do a festival. It's two components, factory and field tours by day and gala events by night. And both they like infuse Dominican culture into these things. So, you'll go to a factory and they play like Dominican music. They serve Dominican cuisine for lunch. They cater in, and of course the gala events all have this Dominican thing. You smoke Dominican cigars all week, which is good. But there was a big change this year. So I'll talk about one of the big changes. There's a couple of big changes, but the big change was in the leadership this year. And ProCigar has a new president in Lito Gomez. So Henke Kellner was a longtime president. He stepped down. He's like in the Demetrius role. And now Lito's taken over. And Lito's brought a lot. Lito's a fiery guy. He's a dynamic guy. So he's brought an additional level of energy. It's not that there wasn't a lack of, it was never a lack of energy, but Lito brings that extra level of energy. The other thing I'll say about Lito, and I really want to commend him, I say this every year, he is one of the few manufacturers that when you're at your hotel and they're loading the buses up to go on the various tours, Lito's out there greeting everybody, literally greeting everybody out
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
If you want time with Lito, he's not gonna just brush you off. Like, he'll give you time there, and I think it's a great thing. In fact, there was one day I think he couldn't be there because he is the president of ProCigar. He's got stuff going on. But Tony and Lito Jr. were doing that role. So they made sure they still had someone there, is what I'm saying. So a big hats off there. I think they did good. There was a change in hotels this year, which I think that if I wasn't too happy with the change in hotels, even though the hotel we moved into was a newer, nicer hotel.
Wait a minute. So you weren't at the Hotelpa Grand Alamante?
No, I was there. I was there for one. I was there for one night before ProCigar started, right? But then the host hotel was the Marriott, which is newer, it's nicer, but it didn't. Most of the cigar industry people are still staying at the Hodelpa, so those nighttime smokes didn't really happen. Because a lot of them still like the Grand Alamante. They really had no incentive to go to the Marriott. So
I like the Alamante. I thought it was great. You got the patio on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the patio, the rooftop thing.
Yeah.
But the Marriott's very nice. There's nothing wrong with the Marriott. It's extremely nice. So it's brand new. I mean, it's really nice. So, but I kind of did miss the Grand Alamante because, like, guys like I used to smoke with Rafael Nadal, Fred Rui, Jose, all these, they weren't at the Marriott. So it kind of was missing something, because I think one of the nice things about staying at the hotels is when the industry people are there and you can smoke with them at night after everything's all done. So that was kind of, I think, it's a small negative in my book. It wasn't a big negative because the hotel was nice, the Marriott.
I mean, next year, would you just make your own arrangements and stay at the Grand Alamante?
No, because
you have to follow the. Okay,
it's part of the ticket.
See.
Yeah,
I see.
So it wasn't worth. I mean, will I maybe take an Uber and smoke there one night? Maybe, but yeah. Listen, I love the Grand Alamante a lot, but not that much to deal. And the other thing is, when you're in the host hotel, it's easier because you don't have to take two buses. Like basically, the host hotel is where all the buses take off, but some of the satellite hotels you got to get there in the morning, so it sucks.
I see.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell said, "Lito freaking parties. The man gets it done." I'll tell you, he's 70 years old. Him and Carlito, they both turned 70 last year.
I saw.
Dude,
Yeah.
I hope that not only do I look that good at 70, but I hope I have that kind of energy at 70. Like, holy shit.
You know who's got some energy? You know who's got some. You know who's got some partying energy? Is Eric Newman. Kind of
Really?
surprised. Yeah, I've seen him out on the dance floor.
Was he cutting up a rug?
Where? Yeah, he was. This year he was a little mellower, but yeah, Eric Newman can party.
That's interesting.
Now, the guy that really surprised me, and I had no idea he had this skill, he's not a member of ProCigar, but he goes to the festival every year, is Omar DeFrias. That guy is an amazing dancer.
Really?
I mean, he's ballroom dance trained. It's that type of quality and Latin dance trained. He's unbelievable. I mean, he could easily win a dance contest. I mean, I think he's won the dance contest, he said before. They have a dance contest one night. I didn't stay that late. Once they blare the music up, I'm out of there. Once they blare the music up and I can't have a conversation, I'm pretty much done at that point, right? So I head back early. You know, that's the old man in me. But I did go. I went to 4 tours this year. I went to Davidoff. I went to De Los Reyes. I went to Casa Carrillo again, and I went to Arnold Andre, and they were excellent tours.
You know, I know that you had told me. You had told me about Arnold Andre. Now I know who Arnold Andre is. I know some people out there probably don't. So Arnold Andre is a brand that's predominantly European, who just entered the U.S. market. They are distributed by United Cigar, and I believe they only carry. In the U.S., I believe that United only distributes 2 lines: the Terra Nova and the Montosa.
Yes, correct.
And I know now, Coop, correct me if I'm wrong. One of those is fire cured tobacco in it.
Yeah, the Terra Nova, which actually it's called Buena Vista.
Yes.
In the rest of the world, but they couldn't use it. Yeah, they use this Perique tobacco, this fire cured Perique tobacco, and it's actually a very good cigar, and for the price point, I'll say, because it's like a $7 cigar. There's a couple of Montosas. There's a couple of those cigars they don't distribute. Like Montosa has the orange and the green, which I think those are the ones you'll see.
Yes.
But they have a yellow one that just came out, and I don't know if that's getting distributed yet.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. I smoked them a few years ago. When United first started carrying them, and they were up here, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, and I honestly I think I smoked them once, and unfortunately I don't even remember how they were, and I haven't smoked them since. But I know that it wasn't because they weren't good. It's just something that I kind of forgot about, and I should revisit them soon, because now that we've been talking about this a lot lately, and I'm like, I need to revisit those. Because I don't remember them being horrible, so
no, they're good.
I would have remembered that.
The Green Montosa is pretty good. The Green Montosa is a really good cigar. The orange is a nice one. I like the Montosa. I mean, the fire cured is fire cured. I'm just gonna say that, and but they're good. I mean,
you either like it or you don't, but yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. Like I said, it's not like something that you're gonna be investing $20 in a cigar for. And that Maduro, that green Maduro, I want to say is between $6 and $8. It's very inexpensive.
That's not a bad price.
That being said, the best Arnold Andre cigars are not being distributed in the U.S. So they have another brand called Carlos Andre, and actually I think those are the best cigars they make. So I think at some point they'll bring those. Those are a little more premium too, so I can understand that.
J. Davis, Matt, we carry the green Montosa. Just saying. All right, I'll remember that. Next time I place an order, I'll have you throw a couple in.
They're good. They're good. The Green Montosa is a good cigar.
Although, Jay, in all fairness, it's hard to not buy them when distribution is 15 minutes from my house. So, I don't know. I'll think about it. I gotta support them too. You know what I mean?
Well,
They're right here.
I mean, but for everyone else,
But for everyone else, go to Blue Smoke Dallas.
Support Jay. Jay's got stuff that
Yeah, don't take that as like I don't want to support Jay. You should. Everyone should call Jay Davis and
let me tell you,
order from him.
I put an order in with Jay. It's shipped that Jay usually will ship if he can't. There's a very good reason. He ships it the next day. They get there. They're packed well. There's they're humidified and everything. I have no complaints, and I get great service. So
he made a good point. He said Dave makes money either way. He is right.
Dave makes money either way.
Yeah, he's right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Gotta love
They-
Jay,
they
man.
does.
He's a good salesman. You know, he's a good salesman. Oh shit. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you know, to your point, Jay is great. Listen, he don't sponsor us in any way, so this is all out of real love. This isn't because I have to say it. But I'll tell you, anytime I need something from Jay, and I'm like, Jay, I'm looking for this, he gives me a price, I pay him, he sends me a picture of the box with the label on it, going out tomorrow morning.
The service,
like,
the service,
white
the
glove.
service is great.
White glove.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
that's
is.
better service than a lot of people, I could say. And there's good service out there, but wow, Jay is very personal, extra love. You know, he's good. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's why we support him.
Yeah, no. So it was like I said, it was a very good week overall down there. You know, the events were all good. I did get the Saga restaurant.
Here we go.
Saga restaurant that went up tonight. So
Do you know about Saga?
I think we talked about it before.
Here we go. You're gonna hear all about it. Go ahead. Just let it out. I know you want
It's the best
to.
restaurant on planet. It's the best restaurant on planet Earth. That's all I'm
Boom.
gonna say.
He's
It's
been
very
there.
simple.
He goes there multiple times. Every time he goes, and he just eats beef, steak,
So
tomahawk
So,
takedown is
wha-
what they call it.
so we go down there, and this is the first year we didn't have Carney with us, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Carney's
right.
part of this with Fred Rui and I. And we order usually 4 to 5 55-ounce tomahawk steaks, and then there's a few other people that we. So we usually Fred's rule is 1 tomahawk for every 2 people. So.
Can I just take a moment here? I want to pause. I'm going to go
Yeah.
right back to what you're saying. I just want to say, Jay Davis, I thought, though I have to admit, Abe has the best customer service with handwritten notes. Well, Jay, why aren't you taking notes? No pun intended. You know, toss a little note in there. I'd love to get a
It's
little
hard.
note.
Jay doesn't have the staff like Abe has. Though.
Yeah, I
So,
know, it's
there's
true.
There's a big difference. Yeah.
I know. But it would be cool to get little
Yeah.
notes from Jay. I'd
Yeah.
be like, ooh, I'd save them, collect them. These are all my notes from Jay.
You get a phone, you get a text message with the picture. That's pretty good.
I know, it is. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
ask for too much. I just, I love Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just, yeah, Saga, I think he means Saga Fest is amazing.
Restaurant.
Oh, Saga.
It's
Oh, I
amazing.
see. I see. Yeah.
You didn't go there when you were there, right? But you went to Carlito's place. You went to Il Pistachio.
Twice.
The-
Once with
the
Stephen
Italian
Bauer.
Okay, now that place is on the Mount Rushmore of Santiago restaurants. So you went to an excellent place
Oh,
as well.
one of the best Italian
I didn't
restaurants I've ever been to, and it was in the
I
Dominican
was trying
Republic.
to see. I was trying to get Jose to go to dinner with me there, and he's busy.
Well, he probably goes all the time. He's like, oh, you want to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we
He
went
was-
to El
no, Jose was
Pasticcio
very busy, yeah.
twice. It was fantastic. We went to Camp David. We sat outside
that's
overlooking the island. That was great.
Yeah.
And,
I put the.
We went to a couple other places you would probably know. I just can't remember the names.
Yeah, do you go to Noah?
I might. Is that the one that's like kind of downtown near the monument?
Yes.
I
It's
think
out-
we.
It's kind of a. Yeah.
I think we did. I think we went there.
Yeah, Noah's probably that's another really good one. If the 4 restaurants that I'd put on Mount Rushmore are Saga, Il Pasticcio, Noah, and Camp David.
There was another one we went to, and I don't even know where it was or what it was called. But they had a large deck in the back, outdoor deck that was like on the hillside, and you could see like most of like the island in every direction.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of fish, and I remember we got ceviche there, and it was fantastic.
So that was a big drawback with the Marriott Hotel this year, right? Is the Gran Almonte, if it's like at night, that restaurant was open late, right? They had good food there in the restaurant. There.
Yeah.
You could get room service like 2 in the morning. No, like basically, if you wanted to eat something at the Marriott, it was Lay's potato chips or Campbell's tomato soup. So I'll get this saying, it wasn't a lot of options. They didn't have a restaurant there.
That's too bad.
That was a big, and I think that is a big issue actually. You got to have something with they had it, like people were complaining about the breakfast, but I'm not a breakfast person, so I can't really judge it.
Some
But I had
people
good coffee
like
there.
eating is a necessity. For me,
Yeah.
when I travel, whether it's for business, whether it's for pleasure,
Right.
I find out where I'm staying. I'm strategic about where I stay because I want to, and it's not about like staying in the best
Right.
hotel. It's
Yeah.
staying in the most strategic hotel. What's closest to it, restaurants
Right.
and all this other stuff. Because when I plan a trip, I take into what food is in the area I'm going to be in heavily into
Absolutely.
consideration.
Absolutely. And you know, I tell people, like, when you go to ProCigar and you're going to spend the money to go, I don't think there's a problem with you. Like, I would say take an extra day or two, because there's things you could do in Santiago that are outside of ProCigar that you'll want to do. Because you may not be going to Santiago every year.
Right.
You know, and I would say absolutely go down there a couple days early and go to Saga. It is an experience. You know, go to Noah. Go see the, you know, we go to the monument for the white dinner, but you may want to go see the monument during the day or something like that. It's a great city, Santiago. I really enjoy Santiago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great
easy,
place.
It's easy to get around. I would just tell people, don't stay at Camp David if you don't have a car, because cabs don't like to go up to Camp David. So it's a great hotel there, but it's a pain when you don't have it.
Now, I know that you were really heavy on Arnold Andre. Who was the other one you said that you really liked?
With the factory tour,
Yeah.
I had been on all the other ones before, but De Los Reyes is amazing, and that tour is a little more focused on the farm. And that's Leo Reyes grows a lot of tobacco, so they really put on a clinic in terms of, if you want to go see the farming operation. That's one of the best tours to go on. Their factory's smaller, so you can get through it quicker. So they spend a little more time at the farm there. That's a great tour as well. I've been to Casa Carrillo last year. The only reason I went back to Casa Carrillo is my other tour got canceled. It was PDR and it got canceled. So.
Interesting.
So, and I was disappointed because that's one of the factories I hadn't been to. So and then I went to Davidoff. That was kind of outside of ProCigar. They basically found out I was going to be there, and they were having a grand opening event the day before. And like I said, I've learned now to go down to ProCigar a day or two before. So I actually went on that one, which was, and I've been to Davidoff's factory before. They really expanded the operation. You can see they did a lot of expansion on it.
Right. Yeah, I know you had some good stuff happen down there, and that was interesting.
Yeah, I did get to interview the CEO.
Yep.
That's on Coop. It was so, you know, here's the problem, Matt. Okay. They understandably, a ProCigar ticket's expensive, so they can't give my team a ticket, right? They give you one ticket. But that being said, I can't be cameraman and interviewer. It's really hard, right? So they had asked me to do. I always, you know, they asked me to do it, but I didn't have the equipment. But then they came to me and they said, "Hey, he really wants to talk with you." I said, "Would you be okay if I transcribe the interview?" And they said, "Yeah." So there's transcription software out there, which kind of did a really good job with it. So we got it done. So he's a very interesting guy, and he's gonna be doing interviews, I think, at PCA this year. He told me as well. So he's a very interesting guy, Bate Hauenstein, who is the CEO worldwide of Davidoff. So, and you may have some perceptions of Davidoff that, like, well, they're not coming out with new releases anymore, right? And it's true, but when you listen to him and hear what the vision he has going forward, it's very clear where he wants to go. And look, they want to be the worldwide luxury leader. There's no question about that.
Well, they're not the only one. They're not the only one like that. I mean, there's a lot of, especially the bigger legacy brands that have been around a long time. They don't release a lot of stuff. Davidoff, Arturo Fuente, you know, they're not constantly coming out with new stuff either.
Davidoff's been it's been about 7 years since they came out with something. I think they do need something in the portfolio.
Maybe.
I do, and I said that to him.
I mean, a core line product, not a limited edition, not a, you know.
I would say a new black label. I think they could use.
Yeah, their black label stuff's actually pretty good. I like their black label stuff.
I think the one place they needed to go to with black label was Mexico. That's where I would have went. Do Mexican tobacco. But they're not doing it.
Because they have the Yamasa. They have the Nicaragua. They have the Nicaragua 10. Yep. Or actually, was the Nicaragua 10 a limited edition?
Limited edition, but it's Nicaragua.
Right. And then
they have Escuro.
Escurio. Is it Escurio?
Escurio is Davidoff. Escuro is Espinosa.
Right. So it's Escurio, Yamasa, and Nicaragua. Yeah, you're right. They only got the 3. Wouldn't hurt to have 4.
I think Mexico would have been the nice 4th one, or the U.S. That's where I would have went next.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
a good. I never really thought about that. That's a very good point.
Yeah. It's been 7. Like, the last new line they came out with is Late Hour. They haven't come out with a new line since Late Hour. Now, I think they did need to slow down. There was no question about it. But
Yeah.
I think now coming back to the trade show, I think this would have been a monster to launch a cigar there. And it sounds like Camacho's getting something launched.
Was the Dominicana? Remember? Do you remember when they came out with the Davidoff Dominicana? Was that limited
Yeah, I
edition?
do. It was limited edition, but it was a new blend. Was the difference? But it's not a one and done, but they're gonna do them every so often, from what I understand.
Mitchell said, Matt, I've already started Googling restaurants I want to possibly eat at in New Orleans. Boy, wonder.
Start making. By the way, I'm gonna give a couple of false perceptions here. Okay, about New Orleans. I kept hearing everyone say how expensive the airfare was gonna be to New Orleans. Right? It is not expensive. If anyone's seeing expensive airfares, let me know.
I just booked Mitchell from Vancouver in Canada with a layover because there's no direct flights. Round all the way around. I think layover in, layover back. It was like $400 something bucks. If you ask me, that's a pretty good deal for an international flight with layovers.
Absolutely, I paid $1,200 from Ben a couple years ago from North Carolina because. So I think there's people out there saying this who are like the people who are like trying to sabotage PCA. I think it's unfair. You have no proof that these airfares were expensive. Like I said, we just booked trips, and I know what Bears is going to be. Very inexpensive. Ben and I are driving to New Orleans this year, so. But yeah, I'm just saying the airfare is not a problem this year. That's just a false. And same with the hotel prices. They may be a little tougher to get the hotel you want, but the prices aren't unreasonable. My goodness, you should see the hotel prices for the Great Smoke when I'm going down there in a couple weeks. Unbelievable. $500 one night I gotta pay.
One night, $500? Where? In West Palm Beach?
Miami.
Oh, in Miami. Well, it's Miami.
Well,
yeah.
You don't want West Palm Beach is terrible, right? There's no
Well, no, I was gonna say if it's West Palm Beach, that is ridiculous. Miami, it's Miami. I mean, I could see that.
No,
though.
West Palm Beach. Some of the hotels was $700. It's unbelievably expensive that Saturday night.
Well, probably because there's not a lot of options, and they probably all know there's a big event in town, and there's a lot of booking going on.
Well, it's not that. It's spring break. Abe's event.
Yeah, no, that's right. I forgot
era.
about spring break. I'm disconnected with the youth. I am super excited
Yeah.
to see the Davidoff booth. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I think they got some. So talking to Bait, there's some really good stuff. They're coming back into the show with guns blazing this year. I'm very, and I like the hire they made. I know a lot of people questioning the hire they made for the U.S. The guy from Latazza Coffee. I think it was a good move. I think they needed an outsider.
Lavazza?
Lavazza? Is it Lavazza Coffee?
Yeah. Oh, that's where that guy's from? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I love that coffee. I drink a lot of that.
Yeah, and you remember Jim Young, right? You remember when Jim Young was at Davidoff. Jim Young came from the beverage industry and did an amazing job in the U.S. But I think Davidoff needed an outside voice. And I don't think it was going to pay to send someone over from Switzerland. And I think the U.S. operation needed an outside voice. So I don't know this guy, but I think it was a good hire.
Mitchell, if we can take notes, we should go to Emerald's table together on our way out.
Book it fast. We actually got it booked. I have a funny story about it.
Can you make reservations at airport restaurants though?
Oh, I don't know if you want to go to.
No. Jay said Emerald's table at the airport.
Oh, at the airport. I know it is. We went to Emerald's in New Orleans in 2010 with the guys I was with. We had a table, like a kitchen table, when we were in the kitchen, right? And long story short, someone in the cigar industry wanted that table and basically bought their way into that table, right? They found out who it was that got bumped, right? And it turned out one of the guys who made the reservation was a retailer.
Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you who it was. It was Kaizad, right? Kaizad bought us dinner that night. Kaizad paid for the dinner that night for us. So that was, he didn't know he did that. So he felt bad. So he did pay that for us that night. Say we were with Kaizad. That was very nice of him to do that. So.
Wow, interesting.
And that's not cheap. There wasn't a cheap dinner either. So.
No. Yeah, I mean that is nice. That is nice.
But also my retail was a huge customer, so at the time. So yeah.
Ah, man. I feel like every week I just feel like we talk about food on the show. Oh my god.
Well,
love it, though.
I'm going to say this.
I haven't eaten with Pat though, and Pat's in shape, so I'm like, I don't know. Like, do you eat, or are you like one of them? Like, I eat like one meatball and I'm done.
I eat. Yeah.
Like when you say you eat, I mean your dad's here. Your dad's gonna have to vouch for you. I mean, like, do you eat?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between like eating like McDonald's and then going to like a nice restaurant and eating.
I know, but leave fast food out of it for a minute. Like, we're talking about regular restaurants here. When you go to a restaurant, I mean, do you get like multiple courses, or do you get like the salad? And you
I
get...
eat, yeah, I eat.
Okay, good.
The great John Cooper, my dad, was when he went to a restaurant, it was the best. You always had the best. You didn't skip, if you went to a nice restaurant, then you were gonna get the best food. That's how he was. If we couldn't afford it, then you don't go to that
Respect it.
restaurant with me. Yeah, that's what he used to say to me.
It's good practice. If you're gonna do it, right?
Yeah, just do it. I'm not saying you have to order the most expensive thing on the menu, but get the best things that are on there. You know, don't say, well, that's $4 more. You know, no.
I can't wait to eat with you. I gotta find out. Are you a professional eater?
Make it a steak place.
Make it a steak. Wow, you hear that? Wow. Make it a steak place. No fish.
I know. I'll do fish.
Okay. Are you a picky eater?
We did a picky eater
Yes.
show once.
Really?
I mean,
yeah,
there's like certain textures I don't like, but I'm not
Like what?
like tomatoes.
All tomatoes or like raw tomatoes?
Just raw tomato.
Okay. All right. That's all right. That's fair. Do you like avocados and like guacamole and all that?
Yeah.
See, I don't like it. Same reason though. Texture. I don't like it. It's pasty. It's dry. Ugh. Not for me. Hummus. Same thing. Same reason. Pretty much. Can't do it. Ugh. Gross. But I'm not super picky. There are things I don't like, and when I don't like, I refuse to eat it. But there's not many of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just texture. I mean, usually taste-wise, there's not anything that I think I'm really picky about, but definitely texture.
You want to see Coop run? Pull out some eggs. Like Usain
Oh,
Bolt.
yeah.
How great is it that
Get out
there's
of
an
there.
egg shortage? How great is this egg shortage is all I gotta say.
You're such a dick. The rest of us in the world love eggs.
You could discover there's options for breakfast beyond egg. Is what I'll just say.
Gracie Rodriguez is here with us tonight. What's up, Gracie? I know. I mean, look, I love eggs. I love them. I've been craving ever since I left Vegas was eggs Benedict, because I had to make my ritual pilgrimage to Mon Ami Gabi at Paris, and I get the eggs Benedict.
Most overrated place I ever went to.
Oh, shut up! No, it's not. It's delicious.
Matt
Fresh
goes,
food.
you want to go there? I said, absolutely not. He's like, I'm gonna pay by you. I said, absolutely not.
So when Coop was supposed to go to Vegas with me, I said, "Oh, I'm making all the reservations. We got to go to Mon Ami Gabi," and I completely forgot. I'm like, not only does he hate that place, that's where Bear almost tortured him with the eggs, and I was like, "Oh no."
So you could order bagel and lox there, right? I tried to order bagel and lox, and they have chopped hard-boiled egg on this. I'm like, what the?
Why didn't you ask if there was eggs on it when you ordered it? If you have such a problem with the food,
because
you know when they come to the table, they go,
Right.
"Does anybody have an allergy?"
put-
You could say, "I don't have an allergy," but like, I hate eggs.
You don't put it on a bagel and lox. That's
It's a
why.
French restaurant. They do things different over there.
Obviously, yeah.
You think everybody's like you? Like, come on.
Oh, you put caper, you put the the Bermuda onion, and I know Pat's not a tomato guy, but you don't have to get the tomato, but that's what you get. You don't get chopped egg on that.
Let me ask you a question. If you were in that situation, right, would you say, "Hey, there's no tomatoes," right? Or would you just assume there's no tomatoes?
I always alert the tomato situation. If it's something that I suspect that there would be a tomato on it.
Okay. But more often than not, you'd be like, "Hey, just no tomatoes," right? Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm not trying to mention it.
Yeah, see, that's on you. That's on you. That's on you.
Yep. But
Sorry.
I had never saw it, but tomatoes usually on a bagel and lox, right? I had never seen raw egg. I'm not right. A chopped egg, I should say, chopped hard-boiled egg.
Pat, the audience asked if you were awake. Not on here. Privately.
I'm awake.
I'm just
Thank
asking
you,
the question.
Mitchell. Boy Wonder comes through again.
Someone asked,
know-
like, "Why is Pat being so quiet? Is he sleeping?" I said, "He's here. He's doing good. I don't know."
I'm prospering right now.
You're prospering?
Prospering. I haven't been to these restaurants, so I don't have much input. That's
No, that is
I haven't
true.
been to any of these places.
That is true. No, I know. I just like to give you a hard time. I give everybody a hard time. That's what makes the show fun. You keep it lightweight. Yeah, Coop is right. Bagels and lox should never have eggs on it. I mean, look, I don't eat a lot of eggs and bagel and lox. Not that I really. It's not that I don't like it. I actually do enjoy it. I just don't eat it a lot. So, but having said that, it's not something that's on my forefront. So, I mean, if you eat it a lot, I take your word for it. But still, like to Pat's point, like if you have such a problem with such a simple ingredient that's pretty commonly used, I would just always mention it and be like, hey, there's no eggs, right? I don't know. I'm just trying to be fair. I can't hear you. You're muted. Uh-oh.
No, that was me. 'Cause I had a cough button. Pat's right. No, in fact, when I order Chinese food, I always do that because there's a lot of egg in Chinese food. And I always ask.
There is.
And I usually call. I won't do it online. Yeah.
Fried rice, egg foo young, egg rolls.
Well, look, I get fried rice. They make it with that, so I'm not gonna go like. I ask them if there's an easy option to get fried rice without the egg, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. So I'm like, fine.
Wait. If you get a fried rice and there's egg in it that you know of, you still eat it anyway?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No.
He just boycotts the rice.
I ask them if they put the egg in ahead of time, and some of them will, and some of them don't.
So when you go to hibachi and they do the thing with the egg, when they toss the egg and they crack it on the spatula.
I tell them ahead of time. Don't do that. Well, I'm okay with that. You know.
So he takes part of the show away for everyone else. That's so selfish.
No, they still do the volcano with the onions and stuff like that. And they still
The onion volcano?
I won't take the onion volcano. I love the onion volcano.
Who doesn't?
Sometimes they'll toss those onions. I'm like, no, I want those onions. Give them to me.
It's like, Doug, do it. Come on. Like, fire them up. Let's go. I watched the whole thing. Now I want to eat it.
Or they toss the zucchini. I like that too, you know.
I could see. Do you catch the sake in your mouth? Do you do the sake?
I have done it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I could see Coop being like, all right, let me do it. Ah. They miss. They get him in the eye. He's
Well,
like,
as far
oh
as
no!
the egg, when they crack the egg, and I usually get white rice with that anyway. So
When they do the egg cracking, Coop's like, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna miss this.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch. It's okay. It's good.
You know,
Eggs
Trip on my team doesn't like eggs either. He's in the same boat. It's kind of weird that we have two people on the team. Like,
Have you ever thought
more extreme?
Have you ever thought of it this way though? You like chicken though. You know that chicken comes from the egg. So in theory, when you eat chicken, you're eating just an egg that's grown. You're still eating eggs. In a way.
The only thing I've been tolerant of that has egg, right? And I don't really like it, and I usually won't get it, is tartar sauce. Because that has mayonnaise in it, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I can tolerate it if it's very pickly, but if it's very creamy, I don't. It's like if it's very mayo-like, I don't like it. So, yeah, that's probably the one thing.
Oh, by the way, there's a place here in Nashua that someday when you come up to see me, I want to take you to for two reasons. One, because it's a bagel place, and I know you like bagels.
Absolutely.
Two, and I don't think it's a chain. I think it's like an independent. They might have like 2 locations or whatever. You probably know this place.
Yep.
But the name alone will get you excited because it has a similar name to another place that you love. It's called What a Bagel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And every time I go, I'm like, I got to bring Coop here someday. I have to.
Yeah.
Because I know you love What a Burger, and I know you love bagels.
Yeah, I will be having the first Coop bagel review coming up in the next few weeks, so stay tuned on that.
H&H?
No, Brooklyn Water Bagel.
Okay.
Yep. So I did a review when I was down in Florida. So, it takes a few weeks to crank those out, but yeah, it's in the queue.
I want to read that, but I do want to see you do an H&H Bagels one.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I don't know if anyone knows what H&H Bagels is, so I don't know if it's going to get any. It's got to be somewhat where at least I know I can get some traffic on it.
Well, nobody knew what Kelly's roast beef is. That's a New England thing.
Got a lot of traffic because it's so iconic. I don't know if H&H is iconic as that.
H&H, I mean, it was an episode of Seinfeld, H&H Bagels. I mean,
okay.
Entourage, they talk about H&H Bagel. I mean, it's all over the TV shows and stuff.
I
Yeah,
remember Entourage, but I never watched Seinfeld.
First season, when they're bitching about how they miss stuff from New York, Turtle overnights a bunch of pizzas from Don Pepe's, and then Drama goes, H&H Bagels. What is this? And then they look at Turtle, and then Eric goes, whose DHL number is this? It's Ari's. All right. And he got like overnighted like H&H bagels and Don Pepe's pizza. Yeah.
Oh, I got now. Okay, so that's different. Yeah, that would probably qualify then. Yeah.
And then
It's
Kramer
got some-
in the strike, he goes back to work at H&H Bagels. Remember he was on strike?
No, I never watched Seinfeld.
Oh, that's right. I always forget about that.
A lot of it wasn't because I didn't. A lot of it because I used to travel a lot on Thursdays, so it was tough. So I never even see it.
Oh,
But I
Gracie
never wasn't too
threw another one in that I've actually never been to, but I've seen them so many times, and I should go. Einstein Bagels.
Good. We have them in Charlotte. Good. I'd put Brook and Water Bagel ahead of it for sure. But a good bagel. Not a New York bagel, not a Brook and Water bagel, but a good bagel you'll get at Einstein. In fact, I'm going there tomorrow morning. After church, we're going there.
Where? Einstein Bagels?
Einstein Bagels. We go there after church sometimes. My wife and I. Yeah.
Seinfeld has its moments, like when he didn't return the library book checked out in 1971. I remember
Wasn't
that.
that Married with Children?
What?
That Al
with the-
Bundy didn't return the library book?
I didn't really watch a lot of that show, so I don't know, but I do know that was a thing in Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, Al Bundy. Matt, you gotta go watch Married with Children.
I've seen it. I just haven't watched it all.
It got better as it went along. That was one of those shows that didn't get worse as it went along. It got better as it went along. Oh my goodness! And it's on Pluto TV. You can watch it for free.
I'll have to check it out when I have time. I'll take your word for it. I mean, I know it's a good show. My sister used to like it when we were kids. Uh-oh, here we go. I see Costco came up. Mitchell, Costco does a lot of good things, but personally, I've always thought the bagels were pretty mediocre.
Abe tore into Costco this morning.
I was there.
I agree with him to some extent on the pizza. It's not great, but I'll give you the hot dog, Matt. The hot dog was like for $1.50.
Fucking right.
It's the best dollar, but you can't argue without that.
Well, Juan Cancel, he threw a bone too. He said, "Yo, that thing with the chicken bake, yeah, the chicken bake is pretty good." I wish they'd bring back the churros, but the churros from 20 years ago, because the churros when I was a kid, they were sweet, they were fluffy, and then before they got rid of them, they were like dry, they weren't sweet. I was like, oh, put them out of their misery, and then they finally got rid of them. But I remember, like, as a kid, I'm like, dude, that was like the highlight. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a churro at Costco. Now they don't have them anymore. But before oh man, they need to fix the churro, and they gotta bring it back. They do. They gotta fix it. Bring it back to the way it was in 2004. That's when they were good. But yeah, Abe, I told him. I said, Abe, watch your mouth. Don't be talking shit about Costco pizza. I'll defend that to the death.
It's meaty. It's not terrible, Matt. I'll give you that. It wasn't terrible. It's just not great. It's not. The hot dog's a different level. That hot dog, it fills you up. You need one hot dog. It fills you up.
It's a good hot dog.
It's a good hot dog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not small. It's not too big, but it's not like stingy. You know what I mean? It's got good flavor to it.
You can get filled
beefy.
up on one hot dog for $1.50 to get filled up on one hot dog.
It's not just a hot dog though. You get the soda too. You get a drink with it for $1.50. You can't beat that.
Yeah. My one of my sons goes there. We give him like I don't have a Costco card. My wife gives him a Costco card, and he goes in there and gets lunch for $1.50. So.
Jay says someone who works at Costco told me they sell 500 million of those a year. I believe it.
I believe it. I believe it.
How can you not?
There's always a line there.
Yeah, how can you not? I mean, every single time I go to Costco, I get the hot dog.
Well,
every time.
And I'm gonna be fair. I gave Matt grief on this, right? When he
did.
First posted a picture, right? And I said I'm gonna go there, and I went and got the pizza and the hot dog, and I said the pizza was okay. It wasn't terrible. I'll give you that. But the hot dog was really good. I was gonna say that.
Well, first of all, I want to throw something in here because I don't think Nicole's watching the show, so I can get away with this for now. One of the things is you guys give me a hard time because I put ketchup and mustard on my hot dog. Now that's
your choice.
somewhat of a normal thing, but that's somewhat of a normal thing. Nicole did something recently, and I didn't call her out on it because I really didn't want to listen to her. But she put ketchup on something. I'm like, all right, come on, now that's ridiculous. So her brother called me the other day. He was doing some work at a local sausage company. Shout out Bianco Sausage. If you don't know, when you're in New England, they're great. And he said, oh, like, he was doing some work there and whatever, and he said, oh, and the guy gave me a case of sausages. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm coming over now, we're cooking sausages. So I'm like, we had these nice, fresh sausages, like right off the assembly line, in the box, here you go. fresh. Made them up real nice. I made peppers and onions. I got rolls. We did it right. Had the mustard on the table. Nicole didn't get the spicy brown because she forgot, but that's okay. I'll use yellow in a pinch. And I look over, and Nicole's got a sausage going, and she's got ketchup on it. And I'm like, I look at her brother. He looks at me like, I know, but don't say it. We both know. I'm like, don't say it. I'm like, I know. We exchanged that glance, and I said,
I don't put ketchup on it, but if someone, I'm not that guy who's gonna tell you don't put ketchup on it.
I know.
It's a personal choice. If you enjoy it, then you should have it the way you want. It's not the way I would do it. It's not what I would recommend, but that's your choice. Is what I always tell people.
See, I'll piss Coop off
Pineapple
right
pizza. You
now.
want pineapple on pizza? Go ahead and do it. Yeah, no problem with that. In my book.
Go ahead.
It's
I'll
not
piss
my
him
choice.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting with anticipation. I agree with you, Coop. You know what? To each their own, but I agree. You and I agree on this. No pineapple on pizza. But you know what? If other people want to ruin pizza, that's on them.
I've had a couple which it's not bad on if you put it in very small quantities. I want to say, but again, not my first choice is what I'll say.
What do you got over there,
So,
Quiet?
do you know what I put on a sausage? Guess, no?
Mayo?
Yeah.
That's your choice. But not again. I'm not a mayo
There's
guy.
so
I'm
many
just
things I could
vibe.
say right now, but
I
I'm not
thought-
going
I
to.
thought that was
Have
gonna like
just
make
have-
Coop be like,
You like
No, it's
you
your choice.
you like mayo-y
No.
sausages?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm never sharing a hotel room with you.
There are a lot of parts of the country that will put mayo on hot dogs, by the way. So they do it here. They do it here in Carolina with hot dogs because they have the coleslaw on the hot dog, which is not my deal. It's a Carolina dog. So it is done.
Mitchell's got to go mustard, relish, raw onion, and a tiny pump of ketchup on my hot dogs. If they have banana peppers, I love that. I'm not big on relish in general, so I won't. I've done the onion a few times. It's not bad. I don't usually do it, but you know what? To be fair, I am due to do onion on the hot dog again, just to feel it out. So I'm not going to shoot that down. Next time I go, I might try it, but
So
I'm just not big
this
on
is
relish.
So this is where I'll kind of defend the ketchup thing a little. New York style hot dog, they have that Sabret's onion sauce, which is the cooked onions. It's in a sauce which is,
Yes.
it's not ketchup, but it's still tomato based.
Mm-hmm.
So and people rave about that, but they don't want ketchup, but that's tomato based too. Or a Chicago dog has tomato on it, right? So I don't
It
know
does?
why.
I thought Chicago dog was poppy seed bun, onion, relish, no ketchup, mustard. That was it. There's tomato on it?
They have the green. Yeah, they have tomato on it, and they have the green pickle spear also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the celery salt. So, like I said, I mean, I'm not a ketchup's a little too sweet for me. That's why I don't like it, right? But
You know who
but
has
I will
you know
not-
who has
yeah.
ketchup though? That's tangy. Because you're right. I'll eat it like Heinz ketchup. It's a little sweet, but I'll eat it. But do you know who has a tangy ketchup? And I wish I could buy it in large quantities.
Who?
Don't shoot me. But it is my favorite ketchup. McDonald's ketchup.
If that's what you like, yeah.
McDonald's
Again,
ketchup.
I'm not-
No, seriously though, McDonald's ketchup. Like, take McDonald's food out of it. Right? I don't want to listen to that. But just their ketchup. It's more on like the savory
agree
side.
on
It's
that.
not sweet, and I'm like I always love their ketchup.
It's got a little bit of a vinegar.
Yeah.
It's not like on a quarter pounder. It's fine. But
Yeah.
Like I said, I normally wouldn't. Like I'll just give it to me with it on there. It's fine. It's not like that Heinz that sticky
Yeah.
pasty. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
But again, I think it's like their own proprietary ketchup that they have. Do some research. Find out what is the ketchup they use. It's probably like their own in-house thing that they do that you can't buy, but they do have the best ketchup. See, here we are. We're talking about food again.
Yeah. We could talk about something with cigars.
I like cigars.
You want?
You like
So
cigars?
I got a beef. I
Oh.
got a beef with you, Matt.
Whoa! We got beef.
Okay.
We got beef.
So I was when I was driving down to Florida, I caught up on some shows and I happened to Smoking Tobacco was in the queue.
Oh, here
They
we
mentioned a
go.
good show. Wait,
It's
you know
about
what
us.
I'm gonna say?
It's about us. No, but it's about us.
No, it's about you. It's about you. Not,
Oh, it's about me.
Not Pat. Right. So
I guess I'm due.
you
I
guys are
picked
doing
on him.
You guys were doing this blind cigar thing.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
fuck you.
Oh, whoa! Slow down. I don't even know what he's gonna say.
No, I know. I feel like
you don't even know what he's gonna say.
I think I know what he's gonna say, and I'm gonna side with him. Fuck
So-
you, you fucking jack off.
I'm listening to this, right? And I guessed what the cigar was, okay? I guessed it. All right, it was the new Wise Man Maduro. I knew it, right? Pat says it, okay? Pat says it. And you just keep going on and making him guess afterwards, right?
I was trying to be tricky with him, though. I didn't want it.
He got it. What tricky? He got. You completely trying to get him to derail him. He got it. And it wasn't it wasn't easy to get it. I think I got it about a minute before Pat did it. It wasn't like it was harder to get. And he got
He
it.
fucked me because he said they still make it, and they don't make it anymore.
Well, in my defense, in my defense to that particular argument, I forgot about the reblend because they do still make the Wise Man Maduro. I forgot about the reblend, so that was not in my mind.
But he got it.
And I admitted that on the show. I said I forgot about the reblend. So when I answered that question,
Okay.
that was not in my mind. And I said, yeah, they make it.
Okay, and I'll give you that. Okay.
Okay.
But when
Just
he
want to make
got
sure.
it,
Gotta be fair.
You made him guess for another 15 minutes after that. I'm like, the guy got it right. I'm like, what the hell could this be if it's not them right there at that point?
I don't know. I just wanted to see him think. I'm not gonna lie.
He thought he got it, but he got it.
I know. But then I was like, shit, he already got it. Now what am I going to do?
Give me another cigar. I don't fucking know. Round two.
You give him another cigar. Exactly.
I love it when it comes to picking on me. All of a sudden, Mr. Quiet over there like lights up. Oh, yeah. You have so much to say now.
And Pat was, I loved a lot of the guesses he was making. I'm like, they were good guesses. I'm like, yeah, they gets it. I'm like, it was like
Costco pizza tastes better. So why is Costco pizza is always
We're
like
back
the
to
topic
food
on the
again.
show?
We're back to food again.
I know. Costco pizza tastes better than all those nasty pizza franchises like Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Domino's, Papa John's. I will say though,
Domino's isn't bad.
Domino's is not bad. I would say out of all those,
you gotta order right. You gotta order it right. That's
well, you know what I was gonna say. You know what I got recently, and now it's like the only Domino's pizza I will get. The pan
the New
style.
York style. Oh, the
Pan-
pan style's good.
The pan style. I love the pan
Yeah.
style.
But he's right about Little Caesars. That's awful pizza. I
my
mean, Costco
God.
pizza is better than Little Caesars. He's right on that one. And Pizza Hut. I'm not a big Pizza Hut fan either. So,
You know,
it-
Pizza Hut
Domino's and Papa John's
used
I
to
do
be
like.
good. And then Nicole, like a year ago, surprised me. She stopped and got Pizza Hut. And, like, it wasn't the worst, but, like, I was like, it's just not what I remember. It's changed. Pizza Hut has changed. Domino's is, I think, still the king of the chain pizza. I think that they are the king.
the New York crust is pretty good. If you get the, I usually go lighter on the cheese with it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I go lighter on the cheese, and I don't get a ton of toppings, if any.
Yeah.
I'm not a big toppings guy on pizza.
I mean, I like toppings. I like pepperoni. I think that's a universal. I like pepperoni. I did create we actually got Domino's the other night, and I have some left over upstairs. I'm gonna eat it when I'm done. I got a pan style, and I said I wanted something. I made something random. I got Italian sausage, mushroom, and feta. Don't ask me
That's
why.
good.
It was
That's good
delicious.
pizza.
It was delicious. That's like I have to save that selection in the bank and be like, this is good. That was a good combo. That was a good combo.
Do you guys? Yeah. Do you guys have a Frank Pepe's close to you?
All right, we do. And I'm gonna say this. It's not bad. However, we have a place that's very close to Frank Pepe's that also does a Neapolitan style pizza, blows it out of the water, and we eat there. Well, when we lived down near Boston, we went there all the time. We don't do it anymore, but because this pizza was so good and we ate it all the time, and it outshined Frank Pepe's, we kind of like we're like, nah, it's the lesser of the
It's
two.
a good pizza.
It's not bad. It's not. It's not bad.
Their tomato pie is amazing, by the way. The tomato pie, what they do with the Parmesan cheese, is amazing.
And I will say, I have never had the white clam pizza that I know they're known for.
It's very good, but where I grew up in Staten Island, they have much better. Again, there's local places that do it better, but it's a very good. It's hard to get a good clam pizza where I am, so it is a very good one. But
Yeah.
they're better. It's kind of the same boat. I found that the ones that are better.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah, we're
Pieces
talking
of Trump's pizza.
talking pizza again. Yeah, drunk. Yeah, Little Caesars is trash. It is. It's trash.
I don't like knocking anyone, but it's just not a good pizza. I don't know how else to say it.
Pita. That's the best part. It's just the commercial. Pita.
The problem is if I go to Dallas, I want to go to this place with Jay, but here's the problem. I want to go to Chamberlain's every time. That's going to be the key thing. I'm going to eat at Chamberlain's every night. So.
Yeah.
But maybe
I haven't
after
been there,
dinner,
but
I'll go there.
still doesn't compare to New York, Connecticut, or Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza, deep dish style. I like deep dish style, but
different. It's a different. A Chicago deep dish is a different animal than any other deep dish.
yeah.
It's that cornmeal based one. It's you have to get those to order. You can't you can't get those like reheated or anything like that.
Right. You know who I saw recently? Speaking of pizza, I don't know if you've seen this. There's a thing. There's a thing going around on Facebook, and it's a pizza, and it's apparently Pittsburgh style pizza. You guys know about this? Where
Yes.
it's the dough is cooked, and then the
Yep.
sauce and the cheese get put on after raw.
Yes. I haven't had it.
I'm sorry, but I haven't tried it, but I'm sorry, but like I mean that
would
just
try it.
sounds. I would
Have you
try
ever
it to say I
put-
did, but like I mean.
Yeah, but remember Italian, like you have Italian bread a lot of times, and you move to put sauce and cheese on it like that sometimes. So I get it. You know, the focaccia bread and all that, you can do that with. So I'm curious. I would give it before I knock it. I would give it a try. Is what I'm saying.
I just don't have high hopes for that one. There's too many other like legendary pizzas out there that would probably trump that. I mean,
But
how do you?
it's something different. You got to give it a try. And then
Yeah.
if you tried it and it's not your deal, that's all.
Detroit pizza is good, but it's messy because the sauce is on
Detroit
top.
pizza- but you have Sicilian pizza in New York, which is better. That's the difference.
100%.
That's the difference. Yeah, it's a better pizza. Or grandma pizzas, I think, still better. But Detroit pizza's good.
Yeah, no, I'm not knocking it. It's good. It's just messy.
Yep.
Because like now the
Yeah, we have-
sauce is like that's all over your face. You don't have the cheese that's like blanketing it. You know.
Jet's pizza is pretty good. That's probably the best chain that I have down here with the Detroit style. Little Caesars, I don't know what they try to do with their Detroit style. But
Little Caesars is
Jet's
just. Ugh.
I've
Only-
tried it. I didn't like it. I mean, it did really low on it. I did a Coop review on one. It did terrible. It was definitely the lowest scoring pizza I had.
What are you smoking, by the way?
Me?
Yeah. What's that band? I've been trying to figure that out all night. I just haven't. Really...
Okay, so this is like here. It's not a cigar. It's called Don Julio. Now this is made by Reyes. It's their most premium brand, so it's about a $22-23 cigar. Not a lot of distribution for it, but it's a Dominican Puro, and these are excellent cigars. So I got one. This is one from ProCigar, one of the ProCigar packs I got.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean Reyes. I mean, well, look, they're a sponsor of mine for a long time, but they actually got a cigar of the year for me one year with the Saga Short Tails.
Oh, that's
Which
right.
is-
I remember that. Yeah.
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 But they do some here's the thing, a lot of tobaccos go to a lot of, they've been growers for so long, a lot of tobaccos, the Dominican tobaccos go to a lot of different companies, so they have really good tobacco. This is an excellent cigar, by the way.
Pat's over here smoking the Rocky Patel Conviction. Decided to splurge a little bit tonight. How was
Let
it?
me tell you, I love that cigar.
It's
Number
good?
5 cigar of the year. Number 5 cigar of the year.
It's like a Padron 1926. Not that you want to compare it
Lot
to
of
something that exists.
That statement has some weight. Oh.
In
That's-
terms of the $100 cigars, it was one of the better ones I've had. I would put it in, Saka's original Unicorn was really good. That's excellent. And then the Plasencia, Ometepe was very good too.
Which you just reviewed.
Yep.
Yeah.
How'd it do?
I don't remember. How would you score it?
Fuck, what did I score? That's a good question. It
Was
was
it a
in
90?
No.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't that high, but I
Might have
remember
been like an 80.
like an 88, 89.
87,
I
88.
probably- I didn't see. I had it, but it wasn't in review mode, so I didn't review it. I had it closer to a 90. I thought it was good.
Pat's
you know,
pretty
we get into
Pat's
89,
pretty
90,
strict.
so- yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you guys don't grade. We don't grade on the curve, none of us. So.
Yeah. We don't
Those
hand
days are
out 94. We don't hand out 94s like, they're free,
Oh, I get so, I get so much crap. The worst thing is when these small companies, they reach out to you after they've reached out to some other people who've given them like 93s and 96s, and then you give it like an 86, and you're like, yeah, they gave you crap for it.
I always tell people because they're like, "Oh, it scored so well." I go, "Who? Who scored it?"
Well, again, I'm not knocking anyone who scored it. I'm not trying to not, but in reality, some people score much higher, is what I'm just saying.
Well, my
So
point being is that if you look at the trends and how some of these other people review, it's like, okay, they mostly give everything above 90 because that's their standard. So if to you it feels like, but then when you look at, I'm going to throw out a couple of random names, us, Cigar Coop, Halfway on Cigar Dojo. Yeah, that's not easy to do. So, and I think that's kind of a set standard here that this group of us kind of follows. And it's not that we don't like anything, but we're a little bit more critical. We really make you earn that. There's some people who don't. And that's not a knock on them, but that's their grading style. But my point being is there's a misconception that everyone has the same scale. Now, some of us are much closer together, and then there's another group that's a little bit different, and they do things their way, which is fine. You can do whatever you want with your website. Yeah. It's none of my business. But the point is the manufacturer looks at that, and they just assume that everything's like even, and then they go, well, but those three guys, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, let some of these guys review, and then compare it to those scores and see what you get. And, if Patrick Legreed and Coop give it 91, okay, fine. We didn't like it. It was extra low. Not that changes anything. That score is a score, but I mean, if they also are like, well, they gave it an 88 and they gave it an 85, it's like, well, see, like it's consistent with how this group likes to review, and again, there's nothing right or wrong about it. I'm just saying, the point is, like, some people get all up in arms because they compare it to other scores who kind of have different scales, and you have to kind of take some of that into consideration. And I think people because everyone just wants to see like 93. They want to see like 93, and they don't understand that there's different grading scales amongst different publications.
I think Coop and I agree on a lot too. Like, I think if Coop
and
I
review-wise
something next to each other, I think it would be
I agree.
In the same ballpark.
Yeah. I think we do too. Yeah. I think we do too. I know when you did the LFD 30, I was very close with you on that one as well.
I think that was an 88.
Which not a bad score. It's not a bad score.
Yeah, if you're above like an 80 with me, it's a good cigar. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, well, I think that goes for a lot of guys.
When I got into this, and everyone was scoring 94s, 96s, including me, but part of my scores were getting inflated because of appearance, so I took appearance out of it, and that's when I was able to normalize the scores better. It was just kind of padding the scores is what happened. So everything was coming up 2 to 3 points higher.
Gracie commented, and she just started reviewing for us too. I don't understand some reviews and scores out there, and not to mention the flavors, but grading styles are different. And
there is a couple guys out there,
and she's no exception. Her first few reviews, she did good, but they weren't the highest scores. She was critical too.
The best thing you can do as a reviewer is be critical with your first reviews. Trust me. You don't want to be, you don't want to be the fanboy reviewer. So, and I think, Pat's done that. And I'll have to look what Gracie had, but you're telling me that's good. Don't pick, like, I've seen a couple guys, they'll pick their favorite cigar and they'll review it as their first review. And it's like, well, everyone knows that's your favorite cigar. And I'm not going to call names out on that, but you can probably find some of those guys.
Speaking of reviews, I'll probably get this one done soon, but the EP Endura.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I smoked a lot of those last week.
What do you think?
I haven't scored it yet. I almost thought it needed. There was something missing in the second half with that cigar.
Did you smoke the Toro or the Robusto?
I smoked both.
See, to me, the Robusto is like, without giving it a specific number, I would imagine it would get like 5 extra points in the Robusto format.
I don't
like the Toro.
I have. It's funny. I bought the Robustos to review, but down there I had several of those down at the factory, or I got them, and mostly I got Toros, and I agree. There was something in the second half. It just didn't cut it.
It goes flat.
It goes flat. Yeah. It's not what I would expect from it starts off nice, but it goes flat. It loses gas.
I think it starts off. Well, from how the second half goes, it starts off too strong in the first half. Like it's very spicy, has some sweetness, but it's just very, like in your face, and then it just tones straight down.
The drawers were very open on those cigars too.
That's all of
Especially
EP. I mean that was a rant that I did. Before.
Yeah, I agree. That's an
Actually,
EP standard.
Actually, the
Like
development
Padron.
guys are also on that rant.
Padron has a very open draw. Like one of the when I years and years and years ago when I first started smoking, I first was introduced to Padron. Someone had said to me like, "Oh, this is Padron. Like don't smoke them fast. They burn quick. They got a really loose draw." It's kind of like the same thing. They have that reputation, and that's not a bad thing. And in fact, I like that about Padron. But you have to. There's certain stuff out there you have to take into consideration when you smoke it. As an experienced smoker, there's some stuff you got to smoke differently, because they have a much looser draw across the board, and then some brands it's the opposite. You have to kind of get them a little extra hot because they burn slow. So
people have been getting like upset with me like at the shop. I've been really critical of EP. Their construction has not been good. I had a Pledge Robusto yesterday actually, and it was just horrible.
And I know why they're giving you a hard time, and I think Coop knows why they're giving you a hard time. We all know why. About them specifically? Yeah, it's because they got 2 cigar aficionados cigar of the years. So,
Well, I'm gonna. So here's what I'll say about EP Carrillo. They did land on the Coop list last year with the Pledge of Allegiance, but I
and that's not a knock against them.
The 23.
Wait,
It was the
wait,
23, not the 24.
Oh, okay. I was about to do a fucking backflip off the table and break my neck.
Because
We've
I'm
talked
a little
about
behind
this,
on
yeah.
everything, right? No, there was a big. I thought the 24 didn't hit the mark like the 23. It was absolutely. You had the same experience, I believe. No, it was. But here's what I'm gonna say about EP Carrillo. When we went to the factory, and you get cigars at all these factories, right? And everyone's generous with that. But EP Carrillo, I gotta just say this: they gave us their best stuff. They gave us Endures, Pledges, and Encores, La Historia, the Encore Black, the 15-year anniversary. The only thing they didn't give us was a Pledge of Allegiance. They didn't have it. But they were very generous with. I gotta say, for factory, they gave you the best stuff, and we didn't even get some of the lower price stuff, is what I'm saying at the factory. We got all the top stuff we got there.
What was the shade of the Pledge that they gave you? Was it dark?
It was a little lighter actually.
The Pledges have been light wrappers. Like I don't know. I mean, again, like it doesn't always mean. It used to be jet black.
That coffee grind black it was.
Yeah, they're lighter than the La Historias now.
They were lighter. It wasn't a lighter cigar.
Like, and I love EP, so whenever I critique them,
yeah, I wish I had them.
Yeah, when I critique EP, it's out of love because of how well they do. It's a great how good they do, not well, because it's a great brand. But and that's why I'm so critical of them, because it's like it's such a good cigar.
They've set a standard.
And I have repeated now. The Endures have been well constructed. It's just whenever I revisit something in EP's line, I don't go back to it because I'm like, this thing just.
See, I had a couple cracks with the Endure, but I'm gonna say this: it was down. These were given out, so I did have a couple of things.
Keep in mind, it's also got a Marifel Cameroon on it, so it's a little extra fragile.
Marifel did the same thing. I don't know why you ship those cigars during the winter to New England. Marifel did it with their own line. When the Richards first came out, it was right in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Richard, to me, is their best cigar. I don't.
Hands down.
The other ones have come hands down. The other ones haven't come close to me.
No, nothing's touched it.
The
first one.
Oh, the Richard's the first one in the red ashtray.
Right. Yeah.
When you talk about $100 cigars, that is the best $100 cigar I've smoked. And it's 86. Well, now I think it's like in the 90s now.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But it was by far. That was my number 3 cigar of the year last year. The year before, like 23 it was, and it was an amazing. I got grief on that too from people.
It's phenomenal smoke. That thing's awesome. It's
See
now
what-
the Lancero that they have coming out. I'm curious how that's gonna be. I think it's shipped already. Yeah, places have it already.
I was gonna say, yeah. When does that come
I
out?
think it's the mirror, not the Earnest. I think it's the mirror.
See,
The mirror blend.
I wasn't a fan of the mirror.
I'm not either,
wasn't
but
a
it's the Lancero might do it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ernest was kind of in between the mirror and the Richard. It was okay. I only smoked one side of the Ernest, though. But, yeah, it was kind of, the mirror was a miss for me, actually. I know some people really liked it, but I thought that was a complete miss for me.
Well, I think if you smoke the Richard then go to the mirror, it's gonna be a mess. If the people that have went vice versa, the mirror does well, but
Yeah.
it's just tough, like, because I went into the mirrors with the expectation it was going to be in the same realm as the Richard, but it's not supposed to be the same thing.
It's a
not.
different factory. It's actually a whole different factory from what I understand. making
Yeah.
this cigar. I mean I think the Richard. I don't want to say it's Fuente, but most likely it's Fuente. But I don't know where the mirrors or the Ernest are being made.
Yeah, because they still haven't disclosed the factories, right?
No.
See, when I first got the Richard, I'm like this. You know how you can look at a cigar and sometimes you just know. I'm like, he's got to be making this at Fuente. He has to be.
Well, they all look the same. Like all the double robustos that they make, all look the same. Like
Yeah.
the construction.
That cigar was just an absolute. I mean, I bought like 3 of them. It was like the bare minimum I needed to get on the list. But it was, it's like $250 at the time to get those. More than that, probably. So probably closer to $270, yeah. And I have a bunch of these like expensive cigars. I don't know how they're gonna qualify for the list because I'm not gonna be able to buy all these again. I have coming up the Fuente Padrones and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with those. I'm just gonna see.
I haven't smoked those yet. I'm still on the hunt.
I remember when I scored Unicorn. It scored really high on Coop. The original Unicorn, I couldn't get them again. So it didn't make the list.
Is there any expensive cigars slated for PCA this year? I haven't seen anything.
I was actually
yet.
thinking about that.
Oh, there
That-
will be.
There will be. We
I-
just don't know yet.
I know, like Rocky
Yeah.
has the Year of the Snake, which is like $40, but like
No,
that
I mean,
$100
I'm
price
thinking like
point.
higher than that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything yet.
There will be.
Oh, I'm
'Cause
sure
someone's
there's
gonna want it. Yeah. But I haven't heard. It's been, the PCA announcements will start happening, and then probably late March. It's just,
Yeah.
they come later and later every year now.
Is I've heard rumors that Fuente's doing something at PCA, right?
They have.
Is anyone else?
They have some stuff that.
I know the Pink Panther was released, mentioned last year.
I think
Black Panther.
I think
Black Panther, that's right.
Black
Or
Pink. Black Pink.
Black Pink. Sorry. Black
Black,
Pink.
guys, so
I
we're
don't
all
know.
wrong. Yeah.
The Black Pink.
I
Black
predict it will
Pink
be there.
Panther.
It will be there. Whether they ship it when they ship it, I don't know.
Whether they
they'll have
talk
that.
about it, same thing.
Yeah.
It'll be on display because
their
last year.
Nicaragua factory's going now, isn't it? Like, didn't they?
I don't
finish
think
the
it's
construction
complete,
of
but
it?
I think it's still being built. But
It's still being built, according to what I heard from Jose.
yeah,
I think we're not gonna see anything until the end of next year, probably with that.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, the big thing I know is my father's gonna have the Honduran releases coming out.
That is happening.
Yeah, that's pretty confirmed. Pete actually said it.
I hear a lot of things,
I
but
think
there's a lot of things I can't say. I mean, there's some things I know are there's some things I know are coming, but it's not been made public yet, so I don't want to say. But I think there'll be some excitement at PCA.
I
what
want
I'll
to say
say.
Pete. I want to say Pete said there's gonna be a Honduran Series P coming out. I think that's where he's starting. With
Well, if
this.
Pepin's doing Honduran, he'll probably try it too.
Well, Pete said it on our show. Pete said it on our show.
Yeah,
Talk-
but that's what I'm saying.
Pete
Like
would-
that makes
yeah.
sense. I mean, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's why I don't feel bad saying it because it was said on the show. I don't know what Pepine's factory, from what I understand, is pretty much working right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, Pete's always got some good stuff. Fuente's going to have some stuff. Newman's going to have some stuff. My father's going to have some stuff. God only knows what Saka's got. Well, I think Saka, I mean, for PCA, with what I know, I mean, he's probably going to start showing. He's going to have the Year of the Duke. He's going to have Solita Red.
That's shipping. Those are already shipping now.
But I think those are still going to be like the main showcase. I mean, he'll probably have something new, but I mean, how much? I mean, I don't know. Just looking at this, what's your take on DTT? I mean, every year, I mean, they can't just be bringing a bunch of stuff every year. I mean, they still got to grow.
But it was
too.
It was a light year last year. No, he's got that new Red Meatloaf Club coming out.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I forgot about that
I'm
one.
more excited for.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Then he has
got that one.
the Fiddlehead coming out for New Hampshire.
Which I think I already shipped because I saw some people already have.
I was told to miss a container.
I saw a retailer up here had them.
So at the CANH meeting last month, everyone who attended got a box.
So that might explain it.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. That one doesn't, it's not one that's going to be available by me, so I'm like not doing excitement about it.
We can get it for you.
Yeah, we know some
Yeah,
people.
no, I know that, but I mean, I know that, but I mean, I know the green label is coming out at some point. The Mercurita Green. I've smoked the Mercurita Greens because Abe had those.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't know if he's doing it at PCA or not. That's the question.
So those are the torpedoes?
Yeah, but it's a green line, which I'd say the green line seemed it was one of the. It seemed to me it was stronger than the black. So.
Do we know
Black's
the blend
kinda
on it?
Quieted down. Black has really quieted down.
Yeah, which I'm surprised because like that was fantastic.
Not that Saka's quieted down. I'm just saying that line seems like it's gotten. I don't see as many people smoking blacks anymore.
I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised because
From the retail perspective with a black, it was unique because at the time that cigar came out, Liga Privada was quiet because they weren't making enough of it and they were having issues with Liga. So, especially at Twins, like we never had any Liga in stock. And then that's when SoccerCon came out initially. And everyone was buying it out because the band, Mercurita Black, looked like the number 9 band, like color scheme wise. And just everyone was like, oh, here we go, here's Liga. And then it would sell out like almost instantly when it came into the shop. And then the Papa Soccer came out, same thing. Liga still wasn't shipping. A lot of the Liga guys were getting Papa Soccer. Now, like Twins has like, in a lot of other shops, like Dirty Rats, like backup boxes of Dirty Rats, like just all
they've
of
caught
Liga's,
up with their inventory.
Oh yeah, they're back at it. So I don't know if maybe that's why it could be, but
That's a very good
How
educated
about,
guess.
How about this Year of the Duke? No one knows anything about this cigar other than the size, and I'm hearing they're already oversold. Like they oversold them.
Yeah, Saka made a post. He
I-
said they're already gone. He goes, I wish I made more, but whatever.
He hasn't talked anything about that blend. He hasn't talked anything about what that cigar's like. Pretty much.
Well, he's built a
Maybe he's gonna come
he's built a reputation
He's
on.
built that- when you get to that
just
point,
buy it.
that's where you know. Yeah, I mean it's good for him.
Yeah, I was reading that the other day. He said, "Oh, they're already gone. You can't get any more." And he's like, "I wish I ordered more, but like I didn't realize it was going to be such a hit." And I'm like,
you know what bummed
Oh,
me
he
out
knew.
too
he knew
with Drew Estate
what?
is their Freestyle Live release is another sweet tip cigar.
But there's a huge market, Pat.
Oh,
I know, but it's like
Did you already smoke it? The new one?
I have
just
not
got them
smoked
today.
it, but I have one.
We are getting them. Tom's sending
I
us
just
a
got
couple
mine
kits.
today. I just
Yeah.
got it today.
Yeah,
I just got it today.
it's like
Should
to
check
my
my
understanding,
UPS.
it's like a Baccarat. Like it's a
For
Connecticut.
them, they've done one sweet tip cigar. It was Kentucky Fire Cured. That's a market that they haven't tapped into, and I know for us it doesn't excite us, and I get it. But there's a market they're going to be able to tap into that.
Isn't
I remember when
the
they came out.
the Iso del Sol? Isn't that a sweet tip traditional? I thought it was.
It
I can't
might be, but
remember.
but I think this is a more premium one. I think.
I haven't
And
smoked
the
in a
other-
long time.
Yeah, you might be right, Pat.
Yeah, you might be right. I haven't smoked that in a long time.
So they haven't done
I
like since the Underground 10, like something that's within that more fuller. Actually, no, the Blackened came out afterwards, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna do a Blackened this year.
No.
I hope not.
No,
I don't
think
think
they're gonna
so.
do that. I didn't see the freestyle live because I was in the Dominican when it happened.
I don't think it.
so
Oh,
I
did it
didn't-
happen already? I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
It had.
they did it.
But
Well, they didn't
unveil
unveil it. They did the introduction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't unveil it. Unveiling's in I think April.
Yeah.
I think April.
Yeah.
I think it was when they.
Yeah, they're gonna do it, but right the week before PCA, they're doing it.
Yeah. That way, when
So
you
that's
get to
gonna be the
PCA, they can boom. There it is. That'll be their show. That'll be their show cigar.
See, I was hoping they would.
By the way. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
you can go, Coop.
Well, I was gonna say is that freestyle live kit was a nice kit they sent out. It's got that quality imported the Tabacco
Pistola.
box.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's got I believe it got that light the paleo lighter. That's
Pistola.
Matt Tobacco. The Pistola's in there.
The Matt
It's a great
Tobacco
lighter.
what? The Matt Tobacco what?
The accessory of the year. It was- it
Oh,
was
okay,
Matt-
all right. I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah. it was for the year before. No. It was, and then they put a dog. I guess a dog tag in there. If people like that stuff.
Yeah.
I
They
have mine
usually
hanging-
do like 2 useful accessories, and they do like a cool thing that's kind of like just there.
But that tackle box is that is an awesome accessory.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think it was great. When you open it up, it's great. You can throw. Like I said, you have a place to put your lighter and cutter in there now. It's great.
That is cool. Yeah, I mean, I was
I
talking
was
to
impressed with it.
Tom from Drew Estate about it, and you know, they always put like a cool little pack together. It's nice. And then what do they retail that
Yeah.
for?
It's like usually
$39.99.
40. Yeah. $39.99.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You get
But
4 cigars. You get the lighter. And
Is
you
it
get the
4 or
tackle
3?
box, and I think there were 4. They said.
I think it's 4. I think it's one of each size.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the consumer in me is like Drew needs to do another like premium cigar. They've been kind of quiet. Like the Blackened's like kind of like the middle of the road. Like it's.
Same with like Nica Rustica.
I honestly like 2 years
Great
ago.
cigar.
I had a prediction that Drew would release like a really, really nice Florida Sun-grown cigar, and they haven't. Like the 20 Acre Farm is a really good Florida Sun-grown filler cigar, but I was expecting them to do something.
Like a Puro?
Just well, I wouldn't say a Puro, but just something like just because the FSG does well. It's kind of a tight niche group of people that smoke FSG. But I just thought that they would do like a really kick-ass Florida Sun-grown wrapper cigar by this point,
Yeah.
but they haven't.
You know and I love the American. That's a very.
Oh
polarizing
my
cigar.
god, I praise that cigar.
The American?
I fucking love it.
I remember when that
Cigar of the year
cigar
for me.
came. I remember when that cigar came out, and Nicole smoked it first, and she was like, you know,
Very size specific.
like
that cigar is.
blown away.
Yeah, it is very size
Yeah.
specific.
She like made me smoke
The
it
Toro
like, right away.
was my cigar of the year. It won cigar of the year for me.
I remember.
2020.
Yeah,
There's
I remember.
one note that I say for that cigar that everyone like looks at me like I'm fucking crazy, but then they smoke it, like the aroma, pencil shavings.
The aroma. I have to smoke it again.
I'm telling you, think about it, pencil shavings. Like when you have a freshly sharpened pencil.
With that pencil wood and the graphite.
I wouldn't say graphite, just like
Just the wood.
If you shave a pencil, like you smell it, like you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I fucking love that cigar.
When you,
I'm
when
pretty
you
excited about
take the
these
thing out.
Tampa smokers. I want to get these Tampa smoker cigars.
Yeah. So, that was something we saw that last year, right? But there was a delay. Like it didn't come out originally when it was supposed to.
It's supposed to come out for the World Series, and they delayed it to opening day. And that's typical
Yeah.
Newman. They never get. I'm wondering if their firecracker will get out when they say it's going to get out, because they're very perfectionist. If they don't think it's ready, they don't ship it. And
You
I think a
gotta
couple
you gotta
times they've
respect
shipped it,
that
they
though.
regret
At least they don't just send shit out and then there's problems. They make sure it's right.
They
Which
weren't happy with
firecracker
Black
they
Diamond
doing?
when they sent it.
Elbaton.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, a McAuliffe Black Firecracker
Cameron,
and El Baton.
El Baton Cameron.
El Baton Cameroon, yeah.
So my guess is that they're probably going to get ready to come out with an El Baton Cameron, and the Firecracker is going to be kind of the test balloon. That's kind of like my guess on that.
That's like the launching pad.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
Black Diamond for a second? I don't know. I think we might have
Yeah.
said this like the first
Yeah.
episode.
What's up with Black Diamond?
The reblend of it, I'm just not a huge fan of. I think
No, I like the old one better.
the
too.
second, yeah, the
No.
second run, which was the one before this one, was like hands down.
The one in the glossy box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blue, well, predominantly blue. band.
Yeah,
Blue-
I know the
one.
one.
that came out in 17 was a top 20 cigar for me, but the other one didn't quite make it.
Yeah, I wish I knew why they reblended it. If it was they were out of tobacco
I don't
or
think they were.
just.
Yeah, I don't know if they were happy with it either. But and that took a long time to get. The Black Diamond was like a 5-year project.
Yeah, it's still a good cigar, but I was bummed out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree with you on that one. I think the original one was better.
I think it was like much better.
I don't think I have any left. I have the newer ones, but I don't think I have any of the old ones left.
One's in the red box, right, and then one's in the black box. It's like that's
Were they a red box?
The new ones?
the old ones were in the black box, right?
Yeah.
They're both black boxes.
Okay, they're both black box.
They're
One has
both
more
black
red in
boxes.
it, right? One has more red on the band, then, right? That's the difference.
I have one of the
They look-
boxes in one of the cabinets. It's the new one is like a matte finish black.
And the band's mainly black. The one before was like that blue band.
It was like bluish purple. It was like an indigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. The box was like glossy, and I think the Diamond Crown logo was like raised on it or something. Like it was like
Yeah.
a thing like on the lid. This is just like a label.
Yeah, I was upset about
Yeah.
that one. I don't know.
I feel like the packaging went down. Now it's probably cheaper for them to make. I get that, but I liked the old packaging better too as well. I think it's just the whole thing on the old one was better.
I haven't I haven't had a reblend yet that I've liked more than the original.
I like the Pearl of the Mar reblends better.
Now it's gonna bother
Those
me. I
are
gotta
good.
grab that box.
Yeah, the Pearl of the Mar is actually and that leaves the show.
But I can't think of a
You-
reblend that I've been happy with. Like the Wiseman, like even well, in general the Wiseman lines, no, like was not better than. Well, I guess I said this when we were doing that guessing game that Matt rigged.
Right. They rigged, absolutely.
The construction on the OG Wiseman was not good, and I highlighted
That
that
was a-
during that.
That was a problem they were having, and a lot of people noticed that there were construction problems with the Aganorsa ones.
But
I think these have better construction, but I
They
think
are.
it was as good a cigar.
it's not as
I
good of a
think it was-
cigar. The Black Diamond was not better on the reblend.
I know what it is why you were thinking it was red.
That's a new one.
This is the new one. The inside of the
That's
lid is
why.
red.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
But it's less. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I thought it was more red. is what I
Yeah,
was
so the inside of the box is red. This is the outside of the box. And then the bands are black with just gold, a little bit of like a red on the bottom. And then that's it right there. The old ones, yeah, they had like that indigo-ish, bluish color on the band
Which I think looked
inside. I agree. I liked it better.
better. I think you keep the color scheme and then get the more HD bands that they did for this reblend release. I think it would have, whatever marketing they were going for, I think it would have hit it on the head. But yeah, I'm sure there's a reason why they changed the tobacco.
Well, then don't forget, then they just redid the Diamond Crown Classic.
Now that it was an improvement.
That
That
I did like
needed
that better.
That needed a packaging upgrade in the worst way.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like when it comes to high-end Connecticut's, we're in this weird thing of it has to be a white label type appeal, and
Right.
that's what they did with it, which I think it does a lot better now that I mean, look at Atabey, white label, Alfonso, white label, Davidoff, white
Davidoff,
label,
yeah.
Rocky Patel, white label, fucking Padron, white label. When they did
I'm
their
just gonna say it. I think
Connecticut,
I think there's something sexy
Ashton,
about white.
label. Like,
I
come
think-
on,
I think-
let's
I
keep
think-
going down the list.
I think that there's something
Espinosa
sexy about
Black,
white.
though. Yeah, Espinosa Black was their Connecticut.
Yeah, well, Espinosa's like fuck white label, just do the opposite, but it's still inspired by white label.
I think there's something sexy about white. I mean, it comes across
It's expensive. Like, it looks
Yeah.
expensive, and at
Doesn't
the end
matter
of the
what it
day,
is.
with a Connecticut wrapper, like the white band is it just
Yeah.
if it comes in a black box, it kind of defeats this is a mild cigar.
You know, it's funny. I remember years ago, I think it was David Garofalo who said it to me. Maybe it was someone who works in his store. But I remember I was at Two Guys. We were talking about packaging and colors, and at the time, our colors are black and gold, which that's what I like and that's what we have. But I remember talking about it, and I remember someone over there had said to me, like, "Oh yeah, they something about." And I'm really paraphrasing, but the idea is what I'm trying to get out is someone said something like, "Yeah, well, a lot of companies have played with black and gold, and that color combination doesn't seem to sell well." It was something along those lines of.
It's got to be gold foil. It's got to be a gold foil for it to look good.
But it was
If it's not
specifically
gold-
with black, like when black and gold are together, like it's just not. People just don't love it on cigar packaging.
So I have a weird
But the white, I can see that. I mean, white.
I have a weird opinion about that because a lot of cigar lounge aesthetic, I feel like black and gold blends in with,
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
which is why that probably is the case.
It gets lost.
It doesn't pop.
Right, it
Yeah.
gets lost. White is crisp. It's bright. It sticks out. Usually it's with a silver or a gold foil trim. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It gets lost on the shelf.
So, I mean, the Black Diamond's a good example. To me, that this does not, like, this is, the Black Diamond is their top line ultra premium cigar, and it does not pop out on the shelf anymore.
I saw a comment here on McAuliffe
Yep.
with Gracie. It's the purple coming out. Dan confirmed that on our show.
Yep. McAuliffe purple.
They are working on a white, but the purple is the next one, and he talked about that one, which is going to be a derivative of the blue. It sounds like, but with the broadleaf, yeah. So
Yeah.
it is the purple. He confirmed that.
I remember Dan mentioned something to me about a yellow once upon a time, though. I think there was something they were kicking around. I don't think there's anything like. By now they might be working on it, but he had
they're
mentioned something
kicking on
about
a
yellow.
green and white. I know there's a green and a white they're kicking around too, but I
Yeah.
don't know what the plans are. And a yellow, yeah, they have some other ones. I think he said there was gonna be 6 in the end of this thing.
I think their plan was to have a whole color lineup of, yeah. I
Yeah.
think I agree, which I like. I've been a fan of the idea since the beginning. I like the whole
Yeah.
color thing. I think it's a cool idea. It's easy, because you can always, for us, it doesn't really matter a lot, I guess, but you have to constantly go, average consumer who doesn't keep up on stuff like we do. They walk into a store, they forget about half the stuff in the store, which is not a knock against them. It's just, it's
Oh,
human
do you have
nature.
that red banded cigar with the black trim on it?
Boom. That's why.
When my son Timmy worked retail, and Pat, you probably got it 100 times. But you don't have a picture of the band, so it's like
I
red
was
with
the
black
fucking
trim.
scavenger hunter. Whenever someone would come in with that, and I would
green one
I
with
would
the
go
yellow?
out of my fucking way. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna find this fucking, and I was usually pretty good at it.
You had good success rate?
I mean, that's just from like just smoking, knowing the Humi, but it's like I was pretty good. I'm like, if you bought it here, we're gonna find that fucking cigar.
You know what that means? It means you were good at your job because you knew your inventory.
You know
'Cause
your inventory, yeah. Good,
With
yeah.
vague information, if you were still able to figure it out, you knew your inventory. I've been to a lot of shops where I've tested people. Like, oh, do you know about this thing? And they're like, oh, I don't know what that is. Now, granted, not that it's easy to do, but you can tell when someone doesn't know their inventory. And it's...
yeah.
It is what it is, but
There
I
was-
mean...
The trickiest one that I had was a guy came in and was like, I could not tell you what the band was, which I'm like, well, we're fucked then. I'm like, what shape was it? He's like, it was like a baseball bat. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, there's one cigar that's literally a baseball bat, but it's not that. You bought it here? He's like, yeah. So it was like, this took me 20 minutes, and then I thought of it. I'm like, fucking the 1118 COE. 1118 baseball bat. I'm like, that could be a baseball bat. I show it to him, the Habano. He's like, oh my God, this is it. Oh. I'm like, you could have said there was fucking tissue paper on it. You could have given
But
me
again, the
but
average
baseball bat,
guy,
though.
they don't remember all that stuff, you know, and as they shouldn't. I mean, they shouldn't be obsessing about it like we do. Maybe they should, but you know.
But as a consumer, remembering that it was like a baseball, because it literally is like.
I know what you mean, though. It's got the
is
taper.
Like that's the best way to. It's like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
He had that, which is like a really good description, but just nothing else he had for a description of it. It was mind blowing, but it was good. But
yeah.
I have a question though. We to make up for me being quiet about food because I had no clue what the fuck was going on. We talked about how Davidoff should do something new for PCA. One of the things I was thinking is, like, what are 3 brands that have to do something at PCA, like that they really need to do a comeback from last year? I think Aganorsa needs to get back on the radar.
I do.
I agree.
With that. I definitely agree with that one.
I think Aganorsa needs to have like a big year this year to really just drive it home.
But who else? Like,
start looking at this.
My mind's telling me Foundation because I feel like
he had a big year in 23.
he did, but
24 was quiet. I would agree with
24 wasn't really. It was kind of a swing and a miss.
that. Did he do anything in 24? I don't think he did.
Well, 24 wasn't
Yeah.
that Axum?
I mean,
and-
Tabernacle's
The
been
wide-
fucking backward up the shitbox. I haven't seen Tabernacles like in New Hampshire in a while.
That's true.
Let's look at who's here. Going down my list here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like mentally doing it.
Yeah, I'm in silence.
Who needs a good year? I mean, Davidoff. I mean, they definitely, like Coop said, they need like
Well,
a new core thing. I think that they
I
should
think
make a splash.
I think La Aurora needs something more than the Lanceros and the Cazadores things. They need something. They need something else besides the 120. You know, they need something.
I think that
120 was good, but yeah.
my 3 is Aganorsa, Miami Tobacco, and their premium department.
Miami's got a
And-
new brand coming out. Yeah, they have a new brand coming out.
Yeah, Miami.
Because
I
they're
got-
doing
I
really
got-
good in the flavor, but their premium is like really, in my opinion,
I-
It's
falling
kind of
off.
drifted
I know-
away.
I know they sell a ton of cigars. Okay, I know. I'm gonna say, but Oliva needs something else besides the Series
I was
B
just
or-
gonna
I was
say
just-
Oliva.
That was my 3. Was Oliva.
Yeah,
because
Oliva.
They've done
They
like
re-
that fucking.
they
The
beat
Roaring
B
20
in the
cigar?
nine out of
Oh
10.
my fucking god! Yeah, and I need to pull. So, it's the. It wasn't the Roaring 20s, but they had a cigar that came out. I think it was that Perfecto that they did that came inside of the overly priced humidor, but then they just released it on its own, and it came with like a QR code for a video. And this video is the worst thing of marketing I've seen in my entire life. I need to find. It was like a fucking like an Always Sunny in Philadelphia skit. I'm not even kidding. Like I need to try to find that video. Fuck, what was this?
Well, we know
cigar?
Perdomo's got something coming out.
They got the Legacy coming out, which Perdomo
That's gonna
is
be big.
very
That's gonna be-
exciting.
Boy,
Yeah.
they're doing a great job marketing that too. I gotta say that.
They've done a nice tease about it in a way. I know Coop, you don't like teasers, but the way
It's
they
not a tease. They announced it. They just haven't
Well,
showed the packaging.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what I mean. They
understand.
kind of they're
You
really
know it's coming. You know it's coming.
yeah.
They're using the trade show as the platform to show the packaging. I think that's what you should do.
I think they should, yeah, and you know, good for Perdomo. You know, this is exciting. This isn't just another new. Now, let me back up for a second. Perdomo is one of those companies where they don't release a lot of stuff all the time because they're very consistent. They focus on what they have, and I think that's a great model for them. 30th came out. It was introduced 2 years ago. It finally was shipped last year. No, it was shipped very end of 23. It was shown in 22. Was it shown in 22? They shipped it end of 23. Isn't that what it was? Anyway,
Yep.
so not too long ago, right? But they already have something coming out, which I don't think is a bad thing. But this is also not just another release from Perdomo. This is something very special. This is Nicholas's first full-on blend by himself, and he did say they got some different tobaccos that they're playing with this time that they've been working with. So this is going to be a very this is going to be a very unique release from Perdomo, and I think that also makes it even bigger.
Yeah.
I think LFD needs to do something. Well, they have layers of an issue. I think if they're going to do something new, they have to hit it hard, because I remember 23, the OG was teased as a PCA release, and then it just got like kind of thrown into TAA this year, which I thought was the weirdest thing, because I'm like, I was waiting for the OG to come out, never came out, and then suddenly TAA cigar LG. And I was like,
But they
what
haven't.
the fuck?
But those LGs never came out. Those LGs, I think there was a couple retailers that got some, but that was it.
Yeah, and then TAA, like,
Well,
so
we
at
smoked
we
it.
had them at Twins, yeah. So it was just like, so to my point, like, the LG was just did not hit, and that was a 23 anticipated release. And then obviously they're shipping their production, they need to figure it out. So I think
Jay, what size? Before I say too much, what size are we talking here? He said Solus box press is coming.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
What size? Before I add to that comment. That's what I want to know. I want to know what size is it? Because what
I know, yeah.
Lawns did.
I got
yeah. So it is. It's a long day.
Yeah, there's never secrets in the industry.
Yeah. No. We got him. We got him.
I got another company.
I haven't smoked
I got
it
another
yet.
company. Ashton.
I was gonna say Ashton too,
Yeah,
because
they do. Not La Roma de Cuba.
Ashton.
Not San Cristobal.
Ashton, yeah.
Ashton needs something. Yes.
Ashton. It's been 10 years.
And I don't think they're going to, because like when we
I know. I don't think they will.
spoke to Andy, it didn't sound like they were
It seems to me like they're more focused on
just keeping
La Roma
consistency.
and San Cristobal.
And they're that's because they have the two, the Passion, not the Passion,
Passion came out
the
like 21.
Noblesse, the Noblesse came out, well,
Re-released.
got re-released, and it's only
New
select
blend, though.
shops.
True, but I mean,
And then the other one, like
Connecticut. The Connecticut.
yeah,
Connecticut.
well, no, it was the
La Roma.
God damn it. Yeah, the La Roma and San Cristobal had one of those nice San Andreas limited edition cigars. So, what was the purple box for La Roma? You know which one I'm talking about.
Well,
That
Noblesse
was
was like
Noblesse.
purple.
Oh, and then all right, so
like
the
The San Cristobal,
what is it, Novation?
the Ovation,
The Ovation. Yeah, San Cristobal had
with the pink ribbon footband.
yes.
Yeah,
Those were
which
good, but yeah,
I love those. Those are great, but
But Ashton's like they're Ashton.
I know.
I think they need to do something.
Great legacy brand, but and I know they sell a lot of like Coop said before. I know they sell a lot of cigars, but they need a little bit of a spark to remind people who they are. They need something fresh. They gotta get their face out there. And again, in the background, they sell a lot of product. I know, but I agree. The main Ashton collection needs something. Like Coop said, it's been 10 years. It's been too quiet.
And COE,
I don't think we will. I don't think we will see anything. They need
they
it,
will.
but I don't think we'll see it.
I think COE needs to do something too. They're rebranding.
They have a couple of things that they're doing.
Yeah, the rebranding was really good.
Mhm.
So they got to just keep that momentum now, I feel. There's one more brand.
They
I
have a
had, too. I
couple
gotta
of
think
things
about
that are coming to the show.
Fuck, there was one more brand that was a big brand that it'll come back to me. I'm picturing the humidor now.
Big brand or?
It's like a tier 2. A tier 2. So it's like tier 2 to legacy brand. Fuck, what was it?
Which country?
I don't even remember. It'll come back to me. I just have to think.
Waiting on you.
No, you guys can keep going. It'll come at some random point.
He'll just blow out in the middle of the conversation. We're already at the 2-hour mark, Pat. You're running out of time.
I know. I should have started with this.
I know. You waited all night to start being chatty. Now here we are.
Oh, you're talking about fucking bagels and eggs, man.
That's what we do on the show. Where have you been? Coop's not even listening now. He's on his phone. He's pulling a Pat.
No, I was just looking something up.
No, it's okay.
Fuck, I can't think of it for right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at one of my company lists. That's all.
I said Miami.
I was actually looking
already.
at. They have something because what happened is I was at International Packaging, which is where they do packaging, and I got yelled at for taking pictures of something. Like they said you can't use those pictures because it was, and I understand that, you know, because it was something from Miami. It's a whole new brand they got coming out. It's called like Outcast or something like that, and I think they've already announced it since then.
You know, yeah. So I got an email from Gabe last week, and it was all it said was like Outcast cigars coming to PCA.
And
that's
that was
it.
what I had seen in funny. I seen
Nothing else.
Probably a lot of people saw it in the factory. You know, you saw it in the packaging area of International Packaging. So, you know, and I understand they don't want that out there. You know, until you know, we're fine with that. But yeah, that was. I was actually thinking a company that doesn't need a new release is Crowned Heads.
That does or
They got
doesn't?
Doesn't.
Yeah. No, I agree. They got a lot going on.
They do. I think they got too much. I think it's too much.
gotta slow
when they
down.
come out with something new, something else kind of disappears. It seems like so.
They make great cigars, but you're right. They're also not like, you know, they gotta also keep on their pace, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Caldwell.
Yeah, that's
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
They just announced something. They're coming out with a new yellow cake Maduro or something like that.
Yeah, so when they got acquired, I was hoping that they were gonna start.
It's taken a little while. They got to assimilate into a corporate. They are building that up. So I think I know the Ladishi people well. They're gonna do right by Caldwell. It takes a while to do. Caldwell needed to be a lot of cleaning up needed to be done with that too. I just thought that they were all over the place.
Yeah, I agree. 100%, I agree. But I think PCA is going to be interesting this year. Like
I'm
every
dreading
year,
it a little.
there's going to be some hits.
I want to cut back on the booths I visited this year.
Me
Because
too.
we're killing ourselves. Yeah.
Like,
We're killing ourselves, and if you know, there's certain companies I feel like I'm pulling on. I think I was telling you, man, I feel like I'm pulling on a rope at this point. I'm like,
yeah, you know, there's already, you know, me and Mitchell had like a pre-show, our first pre-show, you know, conversation meeting. You know, because he's like, all right, like I got to get into the headspace. You know, what's the plan? What's this? And I told him, I go, look, there's a list of companies that have a priority, and then there's going to be a list of companies that we're only going to go if we have extra time. And that doesn't mean big guys up first and little guys in back. That means the people who have stuff that have content for us that needs to be seen that also will work with us, and then everybody else. So,
yeah, I would really keep an eye on Altadis this year.
oh yeah, they're up at the top.
I think they got I mean, there's stuff they're not talking about yet, but if this stuff comes to fruition, it's gonna be a huge show for them.
I mean, the big four have a priority, and then, you know, obviously, it's big
Rocky Fuente,
Fuente,
Saka,
JC Newman, Saka, Perdomo. Yeah. As you go on down the line, you know, yeah. I mean, Espinosa is usually a pretty good one. That we do good stuff. Yeah.
They got a new knuckle sandwich coming out because we had it at Lizona Palooza, so that's not a secret.
Those are all
It's
guys
historic.
that, like, we got to hit them day one and be done with them so we can move on to the rest. You know, but there's a lot of guys at the bottom. It's like, and not just small companies either, but they're there for a reason. So we'll see. We'll see what it's like. We'll feel the vibe when we get there, and also depending on what information gets released between now and day one, you know, we'll see. But I'm with you, Coop. I'm with you. I'm not gonna kill myself, you know, just because it's so and so, and you know, no. Give me a reason.
No. Well, a good example is a booth I missed last year was Ashton. And Andy's great. And usually Andy I have to get to on day 3. Andy usually makes all the time for the media on day 3. And we didn't plan things. Well, there was a lot of, you know, I had the issue with my son last year.
Yep.
So, and it was challenging for a few guys on the team. So it's no one's fault. But, you know, unfortunately some companies got in it that shouldn't have gotten in before. Ashton's been very supportive of us, of both our brands, I think. So They may be a little quieter, but they really have given us good support. So,
Luke asked about Black Label trading.
oh, they'll have stuff. They'll definitely have stuff.
I was gonna say
don't know.
they're usually pretty good, and then they've been doing some nice stuff the last few years, and
They're our
I'm very
Factory
excited
of the
to see
Year
them.
They won our Small Factory of the Year for the 4th time. Yeah, and they won Brand of the Year, Small Brand of the Year this year too.
Yep. Yeah. No, I agree. That is
Landslide votes on the Coop team with the 7 voters. So yeah, they were landslide winners this year. So they did really. In fact, I think we had the large factory of the year. You guys had My Father, right?
yes.
Yeah, we had that. We had that as well. We had them as well. They had a big year last year. So I think we were. Like I said, we're pretty close on that one. We do small and large, so we do it a little different. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do accessory at some point. I don't know if I'll ever do it. I got to get more accessory stuff done to do it.
It's tricky,
So
but yeah,
It's
accessories
tricky.
is a good one.
I've increased some accessory reviews, which is good. But I save those accessory reviews for if I get sick or something like that. I have stuff in the queue, so I don't rush them out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the time. We're past our 2-hour mark, and I think it's a good
Yep, we
stopping
are.
point.
Yep.
So, first of all, Coop, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for telling us all about
I'm glad.
ProCigar
Yeah.
and everything like that. That was really nice to
I'm
have.
glad to get the 3 of us. We haven't been together in a while, the 3 of us. So I was really glad to do it. Yeah.
I know we got to make sure that we stay on schedule here.
Yeah.
And, especially with PCA coming up, we're gonna have a busy several weeks coming up. So we gotta really
Yep.
stick together here coming up. There's a lot
Yep.
that's about to happen. I mean, PCA is almost a month away. I mean, this is it. We're getting into game time. We're in the playoffs before the Super Bowl, so it's about to heat up. But no, thank you for everyone for listening tonight who was with us live, and for those listening later, thank you very much. As always, head to SmokingTobacco.com for more news, reviews, and updates from the cigar industry, including our upcoming PCA 2025 coverage, brought to you by Drew Estate, the rebirth of cigars. Feel free to email us or message us with any questions you may have, and we'll see you on Wednesday night with the Cigar Rights of America. Take care, everybody.